You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Sometimes I just get angry when I see somebody watch an ex-man achievement and declare that was easy. They don't see all the struggle and all the failure. They quickly form allegiance to toast the winner. But in this life, there's a truth, and every tree you see have a root. And it's from way below the surface you bring up your fruit. Now Thomas Edison, the light bulb inventor, his 2,000 times he failed before the bulb could light. And when he reached age 67, a fire cost him 2 million. That's when the studio burned to the ground one December night. But he stood strong, faithful to his craft, and 3 weeks later released his first phonograph. You see, he had the stuff great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. I say he had the stuff great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. Okay, Shaq. They say that pressure, it does make diamonds out of rock. And it's the same with the human character. When our dreams are dumbstruck in a jail, two men looking out through the same bars. One will fail, cause he see mud while the other sees stars. You see, while pressure humbles the meek, it strengthens who earnestly seek. It's the barometer that measures the strong and the weak. Because Martin Luther and South Africa Nelson Mandela, the darkness in their jail cell couldn't dim their lights. And civil rights advocacies only fuel more energies. For the more injustice rages, the more they fight. And for 27 years, Nelson Mandela suffered. And from jail became president of South Africa. You see, Nelson had the stuff that great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. Potential, I say he had the stuff that great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface.
This is Caribbean Vibes. This is Caribbean Vibes.
Check any success story, take anyone you wish. and you'll see the road is often littered with blocks and rubbish. But as you clear one hurdle, you will meet another. And as you lift one burden, you'll hit an next gutter. You see, while your progress is slow, your determination must grow. Just affirm and confess the success you already know. Don't you know Elvis Presley was fired by Jimmy Denny? After just one show, he was told, go back and drive truck. And the great Beethoven of music, imagine he was deaf at 46, but that's when he produced his greatest musical stuff. And the great Caruso stood firm by his choice, although his teacher told him you can sing and you have no voice. But he had the stuff. Great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. Oh, he had the stuff. Great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. Yeah, Shaki. As a nation, we will do well to train our young, not to adopt a luck and chance approach or a gaming disposition. For they will dream of easy money and sweet tomorrow from a get-rich scheme with a 1 in 100,000 ratio. We need to teach foundations of truth, trees that send down good roots, not parasites that sucks at little gut fruits. Don't you know, Basdale Pandey walked so many miles barefoot to school, land in England with $6 to take his lockers. And after Napoleon Airman Robinson, imagine he was shot and in prison, half blind and dying. He said attack with full force. For such men with belly, leadership was meant. No wonder they're prime minister and president. You see, they had the stuff. Great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface. I say they had the stuff. Great men are made of. It's the stuff you could miss unless you look below the surface.
Keep me as the apple of thine eye. Hide me under the shadow of thy wing, O Lord, my Savior. It's so hard to deal with personal struggle. It's so sad when you feel alone in your trouble. It's real hard when you want to talk to a brother. It's so bad because of how some look at you after. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my head. Satan want me dead. Cover my back from human attack. So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. People see a smile, but don't when you're really looking for healing? Who know how to flow when your soul needs some restoring? So Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me home from evils unknown. Cover my feet so I'll never retreat. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover my brother, cover my sister, them who under pressure. Cover, 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 cover the preacher, every church worker, the young believer. Cover, 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 the worship leader and intercessor, every gospel minister. Cover, cover, cover. Jesus alone is the one who has the real answer. The one on the throne is the true and loving Father. He will hold your hand and keep you from going under. He will make you stand and let you know he's a fixer. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover me, man. You know the struggle sometimes. Cover me mouth, that the wrong thing wouldn't come out. Oh Lord, cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Cover me while you fix it. Jesus, cover me. Cover the Christian in the midst of aggression with the power of your right hand. Jesus, cover, cover, cover them helpless children. Jesus, defend them. Send help from heaven. Jesus, cover, cover, cover all them radio stations that blessing the nation. Grant divine protection. Jesus, cover, cover, cover. Cover me. Cover me. Cover me.
Truer words were never spoken. The less you associate with some people, the more your life will improve. Anytime you tolerate mediocrity in others, it increases your mediocrity. An important attribute in successful people is their impatience with negative thinking and negative acting people. As you grow, your associates will change. Some of your friends will not want you to go on. They will want you to stay where they are. Friends that don't help you climb will want you to crawl. Your friends will stretch your vision or choke your dream. Those that don't increase you will eventually decrease you. Consider this. Never receive counsel from unproductive people. Never discuss your problems with someone incapable of contributing to the solution, because those who never succeed themselves are always first to tell you how. Not everyone has a right to speak into your life. You are certain to get the worst of the bargain when you exchange ideas with the wrong person. Don't follow anyone who's not going anywhere. With some people you spend an evening. With others, you invest it. Be careful where you stop to inquire for directions along the road of life. Wise is the person who fortifies his life with the right friendships. If you run with wolves, you will learn how to howl. But if you associate with eagles, you will learn how to soar to great heights. A mirror reflects a man's face, but what he is really like is shown by the kind of friends he chooses. The simple but true fact of life is that you become like those with whom you closely associate, for the good and the bad. Note, be not mistaken. This is applicable to family as well as friends. Yes, do love, appreciate, and be thankful for your family, for they will always be your family, no matter what. Just know that they are human first, and though they are family to you, They may be a friend to someone else and will fit somewhere in the criteria above. In prosperity, our friends know us. In adversity, we know our friends. Never make someone a priority when you are only an option for them. If you are going to achieve excellence in big things, you develop the habit in little matters. Excellence is not an exception. It is a prevailing attitude.
Yes, 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 yes. Let me say a special hello to all the WZYE 95.9 FM listeners. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, you know, we come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And you know the WZYE drill. As you get in, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV on YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444 or 973-609-6509. Don't forget, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV on YouTube. And this is how we start the thing.
It have our place, WZYE, where they treat you like friends and family. So if you're looking for a place to belong, going WZYE, you could come along. If you have haste, do come with me. We do have dad on WZYE. Santa Manite.
Humanity, Santimanite.
Welcome to WZYE TV 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. And on Sunday from 1 to 4 p.m. on Let's Talk Politics. Like, share and subscribe to keep up to date with reality affecting your life. And as we always say, we bring the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
That's it. There we go.
You're tuned to WZYE, the heartbeat of unfiltered truth. We're more than a station. We're a movement, grounded in facts, driven by integrity, committed to progress. We don't chase headlines, we create them. Decoding politics and current affairs to question power, not cozy up to it. From Laventille to Scarborough, whether you're in your living room or your commute, this is where perspectives collide, divides dissolve, and tomorrow's conversations start today. WZYE, we originate, not imitate.
And of course, let me say a special welcome to WZYE 95.9 FM. Let me bring in my partner, the man himself, the one and only. The man, they call him a country bookie. Yeah. He from Marabella. What is the difference between Marabella and Mirabella? But Marabella, they say Marabella. From
Yeah. Mirabella, I don't know. Maybe that's something with a mirror. I don't know. But Marabella means Marabella in Spanish means beautiful sea.
Okay, so what is the difference between Salibia and Salibe?
Same difference.
But why they call it Salibia or Salibe? Which one is it?
They call it both.
All right, is it Sandy Grande or Sandri Grande?
In local parlance, it's Sandy Grande, but it's spelled Sangre Grande.
So what is the correct pronunciation?
Sangre Grande.
So why we say Sandy Grande?
You know, maybe we tie tongue or something.
But you know, I was thinking something. If they have manzilla now, and they're supposed to have a womanzilla too?
I don't know, maybe.
Anybody know, ask any question, anybody know what womanzilla? If I have a manzilla, it must have a womanzilla.
What's the meaning of manzanilla? That's what we need to find out.
Yeah. That is a good thing. Folks, we want to find out what is the meaning of manzanilla. 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 Yeah?
Somebody just left a message. I wonder if they answer. Let me see if they answer.
And Tommy, go ahead. You can take it.
Let's see if it's an answer to what we are asking.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And in the meanwhile, why do they say
influence is out to destroy and discredit and pull down everybody and everybody?
Who's that?
Yeah, we don't want to hear that. That's the professor with the search engine name.
Or somebody send that to you?
So look like the announcer with the search engine name.
Oh, okay. Somebody must send that to you.
Yeah, so, but it came off one of our regulars, one that says Rose.
Oh yeah. That is Bitcoin. Bitcoin sent it to you. That is he was talking about me. We go play that later. Why they say Lavanti instead of Lavantil? Eh?
Maybe French pronunciation, I don't know.
Oh, wait. Oh, Tille to Tee. No, how do we kind of move from one thing to the next?
Well, LOUIS in French is Louis. In the Americans say Louis.
But Louis?
LOUIS is what?
Louis, right, Louis.
Right, because the S is silent. In France. So Lavanti, maybe the N is silent in France too.
But it's Tille. Mr. Let me take this call. Mr. Intellectual, welcome.
Blessed evening, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Uncle
to you.
Uncle, everybody on the line.
Yeah, man.
Well, you don't like if you don't know Trinidadians. You give Trinidadians a chance. Them change down to the
yeah.
Even if they don't have to. You understand?
Yeah.
Think about it. They are shorten everything in.
Yeah. No, I trying to understand. We just we just change everything, you know. Well, not everything. Most.
Yeah.
So look at San Juan.
Like we are San Juan.
Yeah. And Chamfle. CHMP is champ. Right? CHMP is champ. Chamfle. Sham. CHM, we drop the P. Chamfle.
Yeah, but remember it's another language, it's not English.
But that's French.
That's how English is. Well, the different pronunciation from different language. Right? We choose either follow it or not to follow it. We choose to make our own words. Like Sangre Grande.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We don't pronounce it the way that it should be pronounced. Grande. We don't even say Sandy Grande again as Grande. We're doing Grande. Very short thing. You're going to Port of Spain, right? You don't say Port of Spain again. We're going downtown.
Oh, and it's downtown.
Yeah.
It's downtown. Why you can go uptown? Why you can't go uptown? And that'll be downtown.
But there's a problem. It's just a thing that is in Trinidad. right? That people are say things and it just come like a norm. It's just like salt. Pressure.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Instead of they saying pressure, they say salt.
Yeah.
They choose to do things different.
Yeah.
That's what you have to understand about Trinidadians.
Yeah.
They have this culture of innovation, right?
Yeah.
They see things differently. They hear things differently. And they do things in a unique kind of way. They speak in a unique kind of way too, you know.
Yeah, yeah, correct.
So you have to understand. Sometimes we don't really follow the true English.
Yeah.
We may try to speak true English, but don't to our prime minister and everybody else. Hear that twang that's come out. You understand? Even though they're trying to speak that English, it has bother us. So you just say we own thing, you just do your own thing.
Oh God.
when you come to think about it, right?
Yeah.
The honest way at Trinidadian could have developed the pan, right?
Yeah.
He had to be thinking something different. I want to make music, and then don't want me make music, boy. He has to knock something, you know, noise I'm making, right? But then I know that rhythm are going with the noise. Them telling themselves it's noise, but it's a rhythm are coming out here.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they start to get tunes out of it. And next thing you know, we have a new invention.
Yeah. Correct.
Simple thing like sitting down and walking. You see them fellas and I'm just decided watch me. You see how them fellas and I'm doing that day?
Yeah.
You must have an easier way to do it. And they go find it.
Correct.
Bucket dollar actually going to find how to do something easier. If they had to pay somebody to do it too. That's why we have so much corruption here too, you know, too much innovation, boy. So anyhow,
yeah, man.
Don't stress yourself over what then how them fellas then pronounce it or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's think about it this way. It's chinny and you'll get it.
Yeah, man.
Bless evening, gentlemen.
Bless.
Same to you.
Joseph, you inside?
Night, Mr. Wall Street.
Yeah, man.
Told me.
Same to you, bro.
What do you say when you're going through before Barataria, after people? What do you say? That's sour?
Yeah, sour. Say sour.
Well, it's not sour. It's San Juan.
Yeah, but how we go it's from San Juan to sour?
Well, you see, Chile pronounce the own thing. You understand? Instead of San Juan, this is sour. I'm going through sour.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. Trini have own pronunciation.
And Chamfle. Chamfle. S-H-A-M.
Like French.
Like French.
Like French.
Well, my name is French. I don't know about that. My name it should be Chamfles.
Yeah. But Fleur. Chamfleur. F-L-E-U-R.
Yeah, Chamfleur.
It's a Chamfleur.
Right.
Yeah, Trini have own pronunciation.
Yeah, man.
You know? Let's call you to tell you that. All right, take care.
Bless. Rick Quintal. Rick, are you joining us for the first time? Welcome. What is that? Chamomile Manzana? What is that, Tommy? I know what that one is now. Defender, welcome. Defender.
Blessed evening, Uncle.
Wait. What you just say? Movant or mover? Mover. So all the job the NT.
Yeah, but we upon PNM in front now. PNM mover.
PNM mover? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyway,
yeah.
I want to start off by saying congratulations to the Honorable Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago on a victory.
Yeah, man.
At the People's Choice Caribbean Global Leaders 2025 Awards.
Yeah.
She's really, really now considered in my heart the mother of the nation.
Correct is right.
WZYE.
You know, I don't put only pleasantries. I got a fire now.
Fireman, fire.
I'm calling on the TTPS to engage an investigation into why Fitzgerald Hines was at the car park of the Ministry of National Security. I am not letting this one go because I believe strongly if that was of good to me and slimly born, for me, we'd have been in silver bracelets right now. Tell my mother said, my phone card for me. You know that the ball out in the prison van?
Yeah.
Don't forget me, you know. This country do not belong to the People's National Movement.
Correct.
We don't have one law for PNM hierarchy yet, not the PNM grassroots. We don't have one law for the hierarchy PNM and one law for the ordinary citizens. This is not a democracy. What Mr. Hines was doing there.
We want to know.
How much money was on that check?
We want to know.
What he got paid for?
We want to know.
Did he sign off for collecting this check?
We want to know.
Is that the new policy of a permanent secretary? Is that a job spec?
We want to know.
The car park?
We want to know.
We want to know.
Yeah, we want to know.
The Wall Street, I know you will take it from here.
I have an next editorial coming.
Well, you watch it, you go for some, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Thanks for allowing me this contribution.
Thank you very much, Defender. Yeah. So, Tommy, we go get into that. We go into the meat of it. Marabella was named, Lucky Lal said, Marabella was named after the Spanish Forum. They name it from the scenic view of the ocean. Anyone know the place called Villa Capri? That's where foreign sailors visited. All right. All right. Information, boy. Information. KFC.
Hi. Hi, good night, Mr. Washington. Uncle Tommy, man. What's up, niggas?
What's happening, man?
What's going on, bro?
What's going on, bro?
I did, man. Where's that, Mr. Washington?
Say that again?
Yes, tell me something.
Wait, no. KFC. What do you mean when you say a day? If it's night and you say a day, what does that mean? Huh?
I dare. Once I watch him in the night and day, I do really reality, you know. I see penny or 10 cents or 1 cent come out today.
Hey, wait, KFC, wait a minute. I want to ask a question while KFC on the phone. Folks who look at that press conference by the opposition leader, didn't you all notice something that has never happened before in PNM history that happened recently with the new government that kind of looks similar to this press conference? Asking a question. Go ahead, KFC. Just ask.
She looked like she had the rolling blood and she there, man. She attacking this present government here. And she took his face come out like he saving his friends and family who the poor and them born and there, but but them never fired nobody from nobody from the bomb and them was there and all kind of thing. Them feel the PNM country, you know. All them was sitting on that board, they had to go crow. All of them.
All. Every single one of them. All of them.
We feel they look at the high thing there.
Yep.
Star Wars Street, I look to us, watching them nasty with PNM and coming out and trying to defend the wicked friends and family and them born them. We busting the truth. Must have asked to the honorable cabinet party to start the mother of the nation, which is big victory. Star Wars Street. Rock with our woman, right? To make this country get better for me, trying to come in.
All the way.
PNM again in this country.
Yeah, man. Bless. Defender, welcome. Defender.
Yeah, watching. I'm supposed to come back in here. You know, say someone now it not run through my mind. So because the mother of the nation set a new trend.
Yeah.
That all her ministers after comes. So the opposition try it now too.
Hey, listen. And defender, let me go one more. I was asking myself, we have a new opposition leader, a female, right? Defender, who was the first appointment by Kamala Persad in her new cabinet? What was the first one?
The Attorney General.
Yes. Yeah, John Jeremy, right?
John Jeremy.
A black fella, right?
Yeah.
I want to ask Penelope Becker something. You couldn't have an Indian woman up there and one black female on the podium for the first time as the new, right, political leader of the PNM? You don't get a second chance to make a first impression, or no? I'm just asking.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
I'm glad you bring up that. I sometimes apologize to you.
Yeah.
I remember a time I came to you and telling you, well, shit, I hear in Rhoda Barrett saying someone should page. And you told me we don't hear nobody who stayed quiet for the last 9 years. Well, shit.
Yeah.
I want to apologize because I don't want to hear about nobody who stayed quiet for the last 9 to 10 years. And what you want one quick question before I go?
Yeah.
What more can happen there? All right, when I get an answer, I'll tell you back later.
Tommy, as he bring, I just, inquiring minds want to know, right? You don't get a second chance to make a first impression, right? You see, in my estimation, the new political leader, the PNM, and the opposition leader went to the PNM Olympics and she false started. And Tommy, in the Olympics, when you false start, what happens? When you false start?
You false start, that's that.
That is it. That is it. Caller, welcome. Caller.
Well, shoot, I want to,
you are live on air, caller.
Yeah, I want to correct you with something because I keep hearing you and others saying it.
Caller, who is this? Who is this?
About the board appointments.
Caller, who is this?
You all are saying that the boards should go and everybody should go.
All of them.
But then
every single one of them.
When I wanted to hand in my resignation, the minister would have said to me and said to other board colleagues not to hand in our resignation because if we do that, the members of staff will not get paid. So she's saying to us to hold on as a board, as an interim board, so that staff members will be able to get paid until there's a board put in place. So even though you all are saying to us to go, all just go.
Yeah, every one of them.
Right, but the ministers are not saying that to us. The minister is saying to us, could you all hold on? Because if you all leave, the members of staff will not be paid.
Well, they're going to make it up. You
all have a binding contract. And if you all breach the contract, we can take you all to court.
Pastor Google, if you have a contract and you resign, how they going to take you to court?
No, but what they're asking, but that's why they ask us not to resign. The PS message every board member and said to us to not resign.
So Pastor Google, you guys get a letter from the permanent secretary.
I can send
me the letter.
Message from no, it was not a letter.
Yeah.
It was not a letter, it was a message that he sent to us.
Send me the message.
On our WhatsApp group. Just now.
No, you could talk, Alain, you talk.
He said to us that if we resign, the staff at the institution will not get paid because we as a board normally sign off on their pay.
How often do you guys do that? How often is that done?
We do it every quarter. I think it's every quarter. Yes, every quarter.
Quarterly? It's done quarterly? So when was the next quarter for the board you was on to get paid? When was the next quarter?
So after the elections,
yeah,
that at that point in time, coming down, we were going to resign. After the election, everybody was ready to submit their resignation letter. And the PS, based on the advice of the minister, would have sent us a request to stay on.
Yeah. Pastor Google,
said it
I had to hear.
Ms. Bissessa said on Tuesday, she said that there are some board members that we will consider to bring back. She said that.
So listen to this. Listen to this. I just want to be clear. Is it the PS telling you all to stay on or the minister?
The PS on the advice of the minister. But the PS would have had to tell the minister, this board, we are requesting for this board to stay on, and the minister, and when he explained to the minister, she said, if that is the situation, then I am asking you all to ask the board if they can stay on, please.
But hear my problem. You are saying it is signed on a quarterly basis. The election was April.
I was sending it for trying to get into the dynamics of something that I don't really want to talk about.
No, but wait, you're called to talk about something and you don't want to talk about it? You're called to try to clear up something and you're not clearing it up.
Yeah, but
you're muddying the waters.
I am saying to you, Wall Street,
yes.
I'm saying to you, this is what I called to tell you, that while you all are calling on us to resign.
Because you want all of it to go. Resign, go.
And your ministers are telling us to stay.
You hear what you say, the minister? I will call the minister, you know. You're saying the minister. I will call the minister.
Call the minister.
You just said it's the PS on advice of the minister, right?
But
correct?
I told you the PS would have had the PS have to tell the minister because the minister now come in. The minister would not know.
So all of the ministers, that's all the ministers.
That's so if the minister don't know, and the PS has to give the advice to the minister, say, minister, we need this board to stay on to sign off on X, Y, and Z.
But Pastor Google, and that doesn't make sense because you say they get paid quarterly.
Well, PS, could you ask the board to stay on?
All right, okay. All right.
Was it big maths in that Wall Street? Why are you making that a big issue on a bacchanal?
But it is a big issue. But what about the flip deco board? The flip deco board on the woman, they ask her to resign and she don't want to resign.
Flip deco.
Whatever it's called. Yeah, whatever it's called. Flip
deco. No, not whatever they call it. Flip deco.
Okay, all right. Flip deco. All right, flip deco.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you the next question. You still want Heinz to sue me?
Listen to me. I ain't called for no Wall Street. You made a statement, and you asked me to clear up my statement.
But you're not clearing it up. You're muddying the waters.
Again, let me say it again. Let me say it again. Wall Street, I am a member of a board.
Okay.
When election night, all of the board members were ready to resign. The PS told us do not resign. Right?
Okay.
The PS would have said to us, don't resign.
Okay.
The PS would have then spoken to the minister, the new incoming minister, and said, Minister,
who's your minister? Who was your minister for your board?
Oh God, wait. Now, Wall Street, I could just clear up what you're saying that I'm not clearing up.
Okay.
So the PS went to the minister and said, Minister, we would like for this board to stay on because we would like for them to sign off on X, Y, and Z. The minister said, okay, could you ask them to stay on? The PS then sent a message to us stating that the minister is requesting that we stay on to do X, Y, and Z.
Okay. And you go send me the message, right?
I will send you the message, but I just wanted to make sure that you clear that you are not making it look as though I am misleading anybody.
Okay.
That is exactly how it went down.
All right. Thank you.
So when you all keep saying that we need to go, yes, we're ready to go. Yes, we were ready to leave. But because of this situation, we stayed on.
And you still on? You still on the board? You still on?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. That's not it.
But you just say you accept to stay on.
No. I don't clear up that.
No, you ain't clearing up that. Are you still on the board? You're still on the board? But if they accept to stay on, you still be on the board? What she gone? You see how this thing? Tommy, he gone. I asked him if he's still on the board, Tommy. He don't want to talk about that. Or you know, Pastor Google, you ought to stop telling lies, you know. You ought to stop lying, man. Seriously. I just asked you a simple question and you're gone all of a sudden. You run just like Phil Gerald Hines. You see what others do, Tommy? All of them just run when they get tough questions. They can't deal with it. Or they think this is any little fly-by-night thing where they could just come and spew all your garbology and throw it up on the wall and see if it goes stick. Nah, not here. Not here. You're still on the board? Answer now. Answer now. They asked all to stay on, right? We want to know if you're still on the board. Answer that question. Send a message. You're still on the board? Hey, Tommy? They asked them to stay on, right? So, Tommy, think about this, eh? He said they asked them to stay because they get paid quarterly, right?
Yes.
Right? The election was April 28th. When supposed to be the end of the quarter was March, right? Correct?
February, March.
Right. So they already get paid. They already sign off on that one, right?
Yep.
You go tell me between April to June is the next quarter, right?
Right. April, May, June.
Right. So the election was April 28th. They're asking you to stay on to sign checks. Or make it make sense now, man. I'm missing something. Caller, welcome.
Bitcoin calling.
Yeah. I'm taking this call. You had a hold. Mr. Santa Cruz, welcome.
I'm missing something.
Bitcoin. Hold on.
All right, hold on. Hello. Welcome. Welcome.
A pleasant good night to you, Professor and Uncle.
Yeah.
Uncle, I want to talk to the professor because I saw illiterate issues. I'll talk to you and I'll have a conversation with you. You would embarrass me. Today, the PNM leader on a post.
Wait. Tommy, you had to mute that call. You had to mute the call, Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Augustine, you have on your computer? Tommy, you mute the call?
Hold on.
Wait. Tommy, you have to mute that call.
Yeah, Southwestern, go ahead.
Yeah, pleasant good night again, Professor and Uncle Tommy.
Yeah.
Professor, today the Honorable Penelope Beckles had a press conference and the media asked her what Mr. John Hines had done. Could you share some light if it's proper? Flowers dance around the fire like a chief Apache. Scotland come out and say media bullying on Facebook is bullying. Then the next one come back and say that the government talk about the merit points and this and how we could talk to. Up to now they answer the questions. But I want to ask you a question. Is that check was for any non-governmental organization? Irene, I want some ice cream. Irene, you mind the children? You know that song? Yeah. I wonder if anybody might know that person who is running an organization. I wonder, that's actually for a friend, Professor.
Yeah.
But you see, how does this public foolishness and Pastor Google? I want to ask you something. The body you want, did you want to elaborate what make it type on? Because here what's going on.
all the time expire, all the days done. And anything all the sign now and cooking the books, we will find all here and all will have to answer in integrity from a public misbehavior, public officer, state board. And all you know that the state is the bigger percentage owner and the shareholder, they can fire and hire. But what a sign, all they now know that we, the UNC, can't do it, but already Pinnacle could do it. Eh? So here we're going on, Pastor Google. I want to know, Flip Deco, is there any wrongdoing in buying tickets to build Balize House and finance the party? I ask you that question. Answer that one, and if you don't want, send me a pre-protocol action letter, and you will answer it in court. Or you won't miss anyone. Anyone or the one. Because it is whole of court. Although Archie said the police station is not used as a courtroom. And today, the minister, as far as boasted that he created courtroom in the police station. All you want to put it before the jury, no problem. Because we asked all the question. And here we're going on the smoke screen. All I can say all I want. UNC went by a landslide. And I want to ask the Pastor Google. 2 years the airport, the Tobago airport delay and cost overrun. You find the money yet? And if you justify it by the correct statement, so come with correct statement, right? And there's nothing to hide. The board automatically, and is the right thing to do, and I don't want to put it as political victimization. That would work with all you. So, Professor, tell Pastor Google to go and pass the collection basket and get out of the people place voluntarily. He can retire.
Thank you. Yeah. Tommy, you know, the worst thing you could do is when you're called to try to clarify something and you mess the whole thing up. You mess it up. Pastor Google, I'm not surprised at you, but trying to defend the indefensible, you mess up the whole thing. You just mess it up. You mess it up. Defender, welcome. You mess it up.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Everybody know Pastor Google was
right. Yeah.
Does the of our organization?
Hold on, Bitcoin, hold on.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's indefensible. You mess up the whole thing. Just mess it up. You mess it up. You mess it up.
For me.
Why is Google lying Pastor come here? But what should you take the table?
Right.
You could not call this program. Change no topic.
Yeah.
Wow. But you really win.
Yeah.
I don't.
I mute his mic, but
no, it
okay.
Doesn't. Go ahead, take it.
Yeah, he hung up.
Yeah, but what it is, don't take the call when I call here because we're getting feedback. No, folks, listen to this.
Take the call.
Listen to this. You all have to understand something, eh? We have the mantra that we originate, we don't imitate. Right? And what Pastor with the internet search engine just did, he incriminated himself. First, he was asked a question, are you still on the board? I'm not answering that question. However, he said they wanted them to stay in order for them to sign checks. Right? I don't know how the borders operate. Let me take this call. Yeah, Bitcoin.
Mr. Washington.
Yeah.
Mr. Washington. Uncle Tony.
Yeah.
What kind of mischief he bring there? Why he didn't tell you what he tried to set you up with Hines? He ain't go, he dodged it. You're not shame, you know. He go and tell you for John Hines to sue you.
Yeah.
I thought you have evidence about that. Right? And he could pass it on to Hines. That man no shame, you know.
Yeah.
He shame, you know. He
and Bitcoin, listen to this, eh? Only listen to this, eh? You know, I am not into the business of trying to take food off of people's table. I'm not into that business. I don't do that. And that fella, Tommy, I will leave that for another day. The pastor with the internet search engine. I will leave that for another day. Go ahead, Bitcoin.
It had a passage in the Bible with Lazarus and the rich man. They say the rich man was feasting sumptuously. That is what he was doing. He was feasting sumptuously, while the Lazarus, the poor people in this country, are suffering. But now they get their throat cut, all of them crying wolf. It's supposed to resign. Who is that PS that give them the authorization to stay there? I would like to know, because that PS needs to be removed. You understand? That no PS supposed to give no directive to no boss to stay, no board to stay there, but our government change
Bitcoin.
All of them have to go.
Bitcoin, you hear what he said, right? I will send you the thing from the PS. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for him to send it.
Yeah, I had to wait for a long time to get that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. That ain't making sense, you know? It ain't making no sense, because all these board individuals, these people are appointed the boards, especially political. He was a political appointee. They have to resign and go. Keep telling me that if you ain't stay there, the people can get feed.
What kind of dotishness is that?
All this on ministerial posts?
Yeah.
The only board he will be involved in is a scrubbing board. I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me take this next
He
call.
be a scrubbing board.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Miss Santa Cruz, welcome. Miss Santa Cruz. Oh, she gone. He hung up. You know, Tommy, people, all you have to understand, the only way you can expose them is to allow them to expose themselves.
Let them implode.
Let them implode. Don't say, nah, don't let them call them this, that. And other way where you do me, I can handle that. The man imploded on himself. Pastor Google, are you still on the board? When is the last time you sign a check to get people pay? Yeah? Yeah, KFC.
Afternoon, Mr. Worship. Where was your mouth and black eye come out? Big belly pastor. What board he was sitting on?
He was on SAPA board.
Was he on SAPA board?
Yeah, he was on the SAPA board, yeah.
He said he's something about the minister.
Yeah, he said the PS get instructions from the minister in order to keep. You know what? Let me try to call Dave.
Who's that minister? I call that minister now.
Let me see the minister of finance go pick up your phone. Yeah. Let me make a call.
Pastor, we will call this program by your evil, wicked, big belly pastor Hall.
Let me call. Let me try and call. See if this fellow go pick up your phone. Dave Tanko. So we calling the minister of finance. Let's see if he go pick up his phone. It's calling, not ringing. Tell me what happened when it's not ringing?
He's not hearing it.
Eh?
If it's not ringing, he's not hearing it.
Oh, yeah, because it's ringing, but it's not it's just ringing, but you're not. No, it's calling, not ringing. It's calling. Yeah.
That means he's away from the Wi-Fi or something.
Okay. Yeah. So it is sad that you call to try to explain something and you totally blow it all up. All right, let me see if you go pick up the phone. Let me see. I don't think we ever called Anna Roberts here, you know. Somebody who may call the Prime Minister. All right. So, folks, this is the text message I was sent. This is not the screenshot. This is what it says. Good afternoon, members. I spoke with PS, and he informed that new ministers asked all statutory board under her purview not to resign. He will have relayed the message to Mr. King earlier. However, Mr. King indicated he wanted to ensure similar process was followed, like Naparima Board, where salaries for employees were approved for 3 months to ensure that staff are paid in lieu of any delays in new boards. Good afternoon, members. I spoke with PS, and he informed that the new minister has asked all statutory board under her purview not to resign. He would have relayed the message to Mr. King. Who would have relayed? Anyway, however, Mr. King indicated he wanted to ensure a similar process was followed with like Naparima Bowl, where salaries for employees were approved for 3 months to ensure they are paid in lieu of any delays in new board. Tommy, you get that?
He's saying the Minister of Art and Culture as them to remain in place. That's what he basically trying to say.
Where salaries for employees were approved for 3 months?
Yeah.
Well, if the salary is already approved, where do you need a board for?
What the function of the board is, that's what we have to know.
I don't know. I don't know. This I don't know. Pastor Google just muddy this waters more than ever. Really that? Yeah? He just muddy the waters. Yeah. Cool Runner says these questions can be asked at media briefing on Thursday. Dominic, hold on, this is somebody new. Danica GM, where are you joining us from? Yeah. Caller, hold on, Mr. Floyd. Yeah, he imploded on himself. That's why he needed to relax and enjoy a couple of shots of black and white Scotch whiskey with ice and Spanish manzanilla olives. Yeah, Mr. Florida, welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Anson. Good evening, Mr. Tommy. Yeah, top of the hour.
All right, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we passed by that thing like none. Folks, we gotta go for this break. We'll be right back. Stick and stay. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
Political cemetery. It's not for people like you and me. It is for all them politicians. And I dig in their grave, no fuck with me hand. I find some of them, they living too long. And every 5 years it's the same old song. Some of them dead, just shame to lie down. So I prepare for them a burial ground. Rowley, my first grave for he. With joy in my heart, put him down with me. All of them useless politicians, only making up numbers in my island. Al-Rari, I refuse body. I leave them Muslim, them to deal with me. Big smile on my face and with maybe a hand. It's time to move trash from out of this land. But I taking my time with he. I personally will prepare his body. Make sure he have a sardonic grin on his face. That's all he does do. That man is a waste. Bury in the back of my cemetery. Turn he upside down, he face I can see. Look for the strongest grave digger to cover he. Not with the hand, put good fork on he. Gypsy, political grasshopper. I may feel little pity cause he's my brother. But like Tarzan, he's swinging from vine to vine. It's time I help you to make up your mind. Fitzgerald, Rasta City. I know they go glad to get the body. Resi on beat, I'm done for all to see. Drink 2 beers and watch Coco get happy. I don't care all who go vex with me, but Kamala I not ready to bury. She is a strong, determined woman like me, and deserve a chance to run this country. When she in power, I don't go hungry. And Calypsonian does get big money. She don't deserve no spot in my cemetery. I putting she in the center of the city. Paula, you too damn lazy. You sit on a throne, my woman die daily. You deserve a nice spot in my cemetery. All you do is just collect big salary. Regis, you disappoint me with your racial tongue. You like you can see. Your baba does trim you with weed waka. All day all you do is sushila. Fally boy, you is a boss. I celebrate with you when PNM lost. One day you must come bust a line with me. We gon' knock a glass, make myself happy. I yardy that what you is to me. A grassroots man, stand up for country. I will stand by your side and watch you at work. But if you falter, you're going to get fucked. Watson, what is wrong with you? I thought you and Fally would have stick like you. Boy, shake the man hand and tighten that spade before PNM come back and win that race. Shamfa, one tweet sacrifice. Yet every week she have new weave, man, she living nice. You and the cold pot man resemble and strong. A bum seated red and you like a tongue.
Laid to rest, laid to rest, laid to rest, laid to rest. It's alleged, it's alleged, it's alleged, it's alleged. Hey, tell them Kamala say PNM dead. Petrochem workers say the party dead, dead, dead. Billions missing from the treasury. Corruption with taxpayers' money. The end is here. Security. PNM dead. Hey, tell them Munilal say PNM dead. Even the 1% say the party dead, dead, dead. They support us mourning and crying. Funeral arrangements they making. The DMO leaving. PNM dead. Condolences to the Balize. SIEP. No more pale pale. The rising sun is ready to govern Trinidad and Tobago for a brighter tomorrow. One, restart the economy. Two, health sector immediate victory. Abolish crime, put sports on the front line. Four, every pipe must have water. Five, roads smooth as 6. Provide people with work. UNC and making jokes. Tell them drilling say PNM dead. Social media say the party dead, dead, dead. The registered party members in pain. Scarborough to put a spin. Inside sources say PNM dead. Tell them Arnold say PNM dead. Police, army and prison say the party dead, dead, dead. Election night flambeau burning steady. The casket was on the hearse ready. Read the red eulogy. PNM dead, dead, dead. Tell them Kamala say PNM dead. Some of the members say the party dead, dead, dead. When the carrot come leaders hear what's up. Seems like not one of them was in shock. Put them in one big box. PNM dead. Tell them Munilal say PNM dead. Teachers, doctors and nurses say the party dead, dead, dead. All the bad investments and fellas make. Investors not coming for the work. No more ice cream and cake. PNM dead, dead, dead. The Red Party showed no empathy for 18 babies and 5
we are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Warsheet, and you. And I had to leave the studio. I just received a call from a senior minister in the UNC. Senior. Right? And he stated to me that what Pastor Google just said, it's a lie. It is a lie. A senior minister. And he said, what Pastor Google stated, it's a lie. Right? And the Prime Minister said, those people have to resign. And the minister said, anybody saying anything otherwise, it is totally untrue and totally fabricated. So Pastor Google, a senior minister, very, very senior, right? He just called and he stated, because I called him, he called back, right? I took the call off air. And he said, if anybody is saying that they are allowing them to stay on the board, they are telling absolute lies. So who you go believe? Who you go believe? The senior minister, or you go believe the PNM Google? Who you go believe? COP, welcome. You see, that's what we like to do. We like to confirm information. Go ahead, COP.
Professor Warsheet, good night to you.
Good night.
Good night to you, Uncle Tommy.
Good night, sir.
Good night to you, all. I want to just say something to some of the callers and them. When they're calling the program, oh gosh, all the load on all the device now. The song so fubbling and the thing, man. Oh gosh, load on all the device. Uncle Tommy had to tell them that too. Load on all the device.
Yeah, load on the device.
Warsheet, say mute it. Because it would disturb people's heads, man.
Yeah,
A
man.
little more professional. You load on your device, load on your computer, load on your TV. You had to listen to Warsheet when you're talking, you go hear him on the phone. And as he hears people telling people that, Professor Warsheet, what? I don't know why you're calling him Pastor Google, you know? The big fat PNM man. No pastor, no pastor. Pastors don't lie. Pastors don't deceive people. Pastors don't be vindictive and conniving. The big fat belly, big PNM man call the program and tell lies. So what he was telling earlier, what he was telling you, Professor Warsheet, is that the PNM piece, permanent secretary, telling the PNM board, don't resign. Why is you hearing the government? Telling the board members them all resign.
All of them. And the minister called back, and the minister said, that statement by Pastor Google is an outright lie. That's what he said.
A pathological liar. A fat pathological liar. You don't bring those deceitful things on national radio. I tell you, them children must be ashamed of you as a father. Anyway, it's amazing to hear Faris Alwari speaking.
Hey, wait now.
I listen to Faris
COP,
Alwari.
1 minute. I will let you talk. COP, I listened to Faris Alwari talk about stand your ground. I thought that man was up in Mars somewhere, you know. Me don't understand nothing that he say. I go play the video. Nothing that the man say. Nothing. Go ahead.
You know what I understand what he said?
What?
About stand your ground?
Yeah.
He said he have 25,000 residents in his electoral district. He said half of them, 12,000 of them, living in HDC houses and rental apartments.
Yes.
He said what grounds them have. He said the neighbor ground is them ground. What ground them have. Faris Alwari sure when he driving he porch in he yard, he sure that yard over there is he grounds. He sure that. So the people that voting for them, you see how them just look. You see how them just look. Are the people that who renting, or the people that who living in a HCC house, apartment? Faris Alwari, I want to ask Faris Alwari this. You are firearm? If 2-3 people come over your wall to watch your porch, and you could pull out your firearm, that is stand your ground laws, Faris Alwari. But you sure, you're so independent. You become so independent on taxpayers' money that you could see wrong in your property. But I look at how you think about the HGC tenants and them. Them don't have no ground. Them don't have no land. Them don't have no property. So all you can't stand all the ground. Your neighbor yard is your yard. That is how we look at it.
Yeah.
Faris Alwari. It's so this, and I watch me. Penelope Beckers. She's naturally stand up over there and listen to them and talking all that sort of crap. Watch how expensive. Watch how expensive he clothes look in that press conference. Look how expensive he look. That jacket alone he have is $400 US. That jacket alone. His supporters can look so, and he had a constitutional responsibility to ensure that his supporters and them become independent and have a better life. Today he can boast and say the property that they live in is not them own. They can't stand on the ground.
Yeah.
How sickful and sad it is to hear this Indian man that all them black PNN people, that big fat belly, that big fat pastor Google and them love that Indian man, like that Indian man, and deprive the own black brother, which is Wall Street. You deprive your old black brother for Indian man who is become a multi-millionaire 10 years time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Wall
man.
Street.
Caller, welcome. Caller. God's child, welcome. God's child, welcome. Hello?
Yeah, good night.
Good night. Good night.
You know what I'm trying to find out?
Yeah.
Look how biased the press is, eh? The president asks him, but when does bringing the tax, property tax, the money supposed to go to local government. The president asks him why the money go to the Heritage Fund.
Yeah.
Yes, and he stayed in a press conference and he bubble. If it's up to me, Penelope and PNM never see the chairs of the White House forever.
Correct.
It's so unprofessional and wicked. You understand?
Yeah, man.
But UNC need to get rid of a lot of these PS because they're in the PNM pocket. They is in the PNM pocket. Why they're supposed to be independent, they are not independent. They're in the PNM pocket. Because Heinz talk about is that the Ministry of National Security, it was before, is for the public to go in. When Heinz was there, and I talking as an ex-officer, no regular person can go in that building. Because it's have police and have MTS inside the garage. No regular person can go inside that building. That's not for the public. It's appointments or you can't enter that building because it's Ministry of National Security.
Yeah, man.
So that is why the public had to be very aware of these PNMites.
Thanks.
That's all.
Yeah, man. Miss Santa Cruz, welcome. Miss Santa Cruz.
Good night, Wall Street.
Good night.
Good night to you and Uncle Tommy and to everybody out there.
Good
First,
evening.
I want to congratulate Mrs. Prasad Bissessa
Yeah.
on her winning that award.
Correct.
And I want to thank you. I want to thank you and Uncle Tommy for pushing that link for those few days. Thank you all so much for exposing it and asking everybody to vote.
Yeah.
No, I was singing for you what Teacher Percy said, but like I got off. I know the voice a little bit croaky tonight. But Teacher Percy said if you tell a lie, you're going to hell as soon as you die.
Correct. Yep.
You understand?
Yeah.
And these PNM, they're heading down the precipice into hell.
Yeah.
The man is lying. You can hear the lies.
Yeah.
You can hear the lies. His lying lips are abomination to the Lord. Pastor Google, whether you pay, is it Pastor Salad or Pastor Google? Thou shalt not be a false witness. You are saying that since election night, right? You were prepared to resign. Then you know you was going to lose the election. And suddenly, the minister, which minister? Nobody knew what ministry they were going into. The minister tell the PS to tell them to hold on. Where in the history of this country you ever hear something like that happen?
Yeah.
But you see what happened? They're trying to frustrate this new government. But better than them could do that. Better than them could do that. I find they should lock them out. When put the security to lock them out, take away the pass and everything. If all they wanted the hard way, all they will get it the hard way. Because I remembered when Rowley won the elections in 2015. All this problem wasn't going on. Everybody resigned because that is the norm. That is what you do. But I don't know what it is that they are trying to prove, right? That they're going to frustrate this government, but they lie. They are not going to frustrate this government. If I was Mrs. Prasad Bisasa, choose their board and put them this along next to them.
Yep.
Put them this along next to them. And
Yep.
we will see who will be able to control this government. And the next thing I want to tell Penny, Penny, I keep telling you, you are see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil for 10 years. We don't want to hear you now.
No, we don't hear you.
Suddenly now, you see she fashioning her press conference after Mrs. Prasad.
Correct. I said that.
She can't think for herself.
All of a sudden, the innovative leader, Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisasa, start something that all you couldn't start or you couldn't tell your boss, let someone we come up on the stage so we could answer some questions now. All of a sudden, but Miss Santa Cruz, I have to be honest, I'm very, very disappointed. Well, I continue to be disappointed in the new political leader, the PNM. She couldn't have an Indian person and a black person up there a black female up there for the first time. I am asking the question, eh? I am asking that.
And you have every right. You have every right to ask that.
Miss Santa Cruz, who was Mrs. Kamala Prasad Bisasa first appointment? I want to ask you that.
Was John Jeremy?
Okay. All right.
She was up front and center president over John Jeremy.
Yeah. Yep.
But you see, as we keep saying, Penny's a weak leader.
Yeah, she weak.
weak.
Yeah, she weak.
Right? They're controlling her. Look, if you look closely, you will see the strings. You will see it. And is it my understanding that Faris was also sitting there at the press conference?
Yeah, he was there.
What
Marvelous Marvin was there. Colin Burt was there, and Scotland. Then all of them was up on the podium. Them is the podiums.
Because Kamala had all her ministers and them with the relevant ministries. She decided to do the same thing too.
Same thing.
But she's looking like a fool.
Same thing.
Yes. And Forrest have no moral authority. I was listening to what COP was saying, right? What were his children doing with those weapons? Did he say that when he came in, which it was we get to find out after, it was a big lie, that he was receiving threats, and that is why he was invited to go to the range for the children to practice the shooting. So then we mustn't do the same. We mustn't protect ourselves. It's only they alone entitled to everything. But I want to tell Penny something. Follow fashion is not your best suit. Stick to what you know best. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And all who feel, you see what I keep telling all you Wall Street, that she is not going to come. She's going to show her worth by not helping Mrs. Prasad Bisasa and pass any bills that need a special majority. And she starts already when you stand your ground. And I don't know where some of these PNMites getting it from, that a lot of people don't want it. Really? Well, I want to tell them a lot more want it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And have a good night.
Yeah, man. I want to ask Ban Meha something. Ban Meha, I want to ask you something. Ban Meha, how did you feel that your leader, Ban Meha, didn't have one black female woman on that stage or one Indian person on that stage? Ban Meha, that question is for you, specifically for you. When I saw that, I said, well, wait now, when we look at the UNC and people that say, well, the UNC with black people and all kind of things, and I have a next video for you, because when intelligent black people leave the PNM and go to the UNC, they just call them all kind of names. But I have a video for you to listen to with respect to that, especially you, Ban Meha, PNM Fox, Patty, Gordon Joseph, and them. I want all you to listen to that, right? Because all you under the PNM, all you suffering peacefully, and all you like it so. What is Sparrow song again? We like it so we. That is the song, Tommy?
We free, we like it so.
Yeah, we free, we like it so. Go ahead, KFC.
Yeah, good night, Mr. Washington. I was watching the press conference. You saw the table, Colonel Bird.
Yeah.
Type and Johnny Sukarang.
Yeah. Keith Scotland.
That's to share.
And Marvelous Marvin.
Just use black people, that's for the vote. That's voter base now.
Correct.
To make Colonel Bird get more rich, make Johnny Sukarang get more rich. We ain't see nobody black there. The Honorable Kamala John Jeremy.
The first one, the second highest, John Jeremy. Yeah. From Kamala Prasad Besessa.
I know you're not in the business. I take bread from nobody. I don't care about them evil, wicked PNM and them. You see that CPAP contract Sean Flex have and that contract billing housing. We take him back all of that from them. Because them victimized people for the last 9 years and the papi show me for the last 9 years and 91.9. I was going through my thing. Because I got to listen like you. And that's one thing that from me was assisting me when I was crying out. So, them, it's time now for we to eat. We don't want them to eat. Them belly go bust summer.
Yeah.
The man go by Mr. Washington by.
Yeah, all of them.
Call Barry one and clad with that evil wappy amount, big belly PNM. Fast, start talking, right? I'll go out.
Yeah, man.
I'll go out, man.
Yeah. I just got a message. I just got a next message. Let me read this next message here. What is this message? Okay, he deleted that message. Whoever the message is, I really don't care. But folks, listen to this, This guy is talking about stand your ground. And I listened to this, and I said, but wait now, boy. That fella was the Attorney General in Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to this. Listen to this.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Just to follow on again on the individual topic of stand your ground, Sean had actually asked two questions, one about virtual courts and who's in control of courts, and then the second aspect was stand your ground. Stand your ground. What is your ground? In Trinidad and Tobago, where we have a very large squatting community, a very large HTC community, take San Fernando West, 25,000 registered people to vote, 11,500 live in HTC communities, and 3,500 live in squatting. So what's your ground? Will there be any quality of treatment?
Tommy, what are you talking about?
Just open your face. Just yapping.
I listen to him and I'm talking about, he's talking about stand your ground. Does he even know what stand your ground is? You know, and these people and them, these PNM people, they are absolutely clueless about stand your ground. And the Castor doctrine, absolutely clueless. But we go help him with that. We go help. Let me continue listening to this guy. We go help all you.
Is your neighbor's yard that you now claimed for 2 years your yard or his yard?
Tommy, you're asking your neighbor. Oh, it gets worse, you know. Let me continue listening to this guy. Listen to this.
Where your children play in a community center in an area and you perceive threat, where we have an issue of gang violence, where there is a perceived inequality amongst our people in the first place. You must remember in the United States of America, things like property tax identify every single piece of land.
Tommy, let me ask you a question. Tommy, if you're renting a house, right, does the owner pay the property tax? It might be part of the mortgage, but the owner pays the property tax, right?
Correct.
What is he talking about? What? And that fellow was the Attorney General, you know? Boy, yes. That is the part of the PNM miseducation, boy. Boy.
He's talking loud and saying nothing.
Nothing, Tommy. Absolutely nothing. And the man sounding like if he know what he's talking about, you know.
I wouldn't even dignify that.
When I listened to that fella, I said, well, boy. And that sushi have up on the podium, you know. A fish doesn't rotten from the tail. A fish doesn't rotten from the tail. Caller, hold up. Caller, hold on. Caller, let's finish this video. Hold on, caller. Hold on.
It's owned, it's paid for, it's measured. There are rights and covenants. You don't cut your grass, the city intervenes and does it for you, and you.
Tommy, where he come out? Where them really into fooling people, you know why? And you know them piano people go believe exactly what you telling them, you know. They go say, boy, did you hear Faris Alwari at that press conference, boy? Faris was the best. Faris get real information, boy. Faris, boy. Nah, boy. Nah.
Pay for it. But what is your ground in Trinidad and Tobago? How do you make sure that it isn't a law for the one aspect of our society when all are crying out for it? The leader of the opposition has plainly said that we must see the policy behind this, and that our position as to whether we stand for or against this law is to be examined reasonably dependent upon the policy and the prescription.
But you know what all you brought? All you brought vetting unit. A vetting unit all you brought that was already in the police TTTPS. Here is an innovative idea for Trinidad and Tobago because it's never been there, right? And all of a sudden, Ole was like, boy, why didn't we think about that? Ole didn't think about it because Ole was bankrupt, and Ole is still bankrupt.
Of course, we take note that there are entities yet to be formed to have consultation, etc. But I think we have to start at the very basic principles as the leader of the opposition put forward and Mr. Scotland, senior counsel, put forward on the parameters of the law and the facts. What is defense? How is your common law on self-defense going to be amended going forward? What about people in custody now? Will there be a revision? We do know the law speaks to things being prospective unless it's specifically said to be retro.
Tommy, people in custody? With respect to stand your ground laws? You mean people who shoot someone and there was no stand your ground laws and now they stand your ground laws? Wow. Man. And we had these people running the country for 9.5 years. These people.
Retrospective, and there's certain terms and conditions. We have saved law constitutionally, Section 6 of the Constitution. We have the Offences Against the Persons Act, which is again a statutory provision. So it is not a straightforward, simple position where on one hand you're saying to the population, empty the matic, empty the clip, stand your ground. We as an opposition must look.
Faris, go and look up your Castor doctrine. There are states that have all stand your ground is not the same in every state. It's not the same. Yes, Faris. Part of the stand your ground laws is the castle doctrine, where your castle is your home. If you enter my castle, I could empty the clip on you. Empty the clip. And I have an example for you guys with stand your ground versus the castle doctrine. And let me give you a quick example. A fella was running away from something that was going on, and he ran into a person's Porsche. And the owner thought it was somebody coming to invade the house, and he emptied the clip on him. Empty it. And he won the case. The castle doctrine. Yes, he emptied the clip on him, Paris. Paris, look, I didn't even know why I'm playing this, no?
I don't know either.
But let me expose them.
Look at all of the parameters and say, well, what is your ground? Where are you going to defend? Who are you defending? As the leader of the opposition put forward, in a public space, in your car, in positions. But remember, the United States is also tied to a very seriously entrenched and ancient provision, I should say old, of their constitutional amended version of the right to carry arms and to bear arms. So it is an ecosystem that this law must be looked at. We're very eager to see what is coming. We stand for what is right in terms of the sentiment of a society, but it must be applied proportionately.
Wow. Wow. Tommy boy? Tommy? Boy, that was a lot of garbology, dotishology, stupidology, and foolishology, why? The opposition leader should be ashamed of herself that she put that fellow up there to talk. Shame. Tommy, you understand anything he's saying? Should tell me what you understand, Tommy. Let me take this call. Hold on. Narayan, welcome.
Good night, Tommy. Good night, Professor Wall Street.
Good night.
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
Where did it come from?
I don't know.
You know something? He was Attorney General in Trinidad and Tobago at one time.
Yes, he was the Attorney General.
Let him go and look up the dictionary and see what is the meaning of the word stand your ground. And then come back and talk.
Yeah.
You know, since PNM get licks, since they lost the election, these guys get tutelbera. They get dotish. And he's one of the dotish ones. You know, the specific behind stand your ground is that if somebody invade your house, you have the right to protect your family.
Defend your castle.
And that by so doing, you're standing your ground in your house.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell are you talking about standing ground in a parlor, standing ground in a store? And the leader, she's a dunce. Because everything you say, you referring back to she. Is she a lawyer? Is Beckley a lawyer?
Why?
You know, these people have nothing at all in them. You know, they have nothing whatsoever. That's the reason why Paris couldn't bring a good law in Parliament. And the reason why he passed laws is because they had the majority. You see? And it's not a daughter standing the ground on the range. These people that are dotish, Paris especially, they're going to get some more tight clothes to put on, and you better put on some woman on the way. I think you're going to protect them better.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Caller, welcome. Caller.
Yeah, brother.
Aiden, welcome. How are you?
Brother Tommy.
Same to you,
The Dunning-Kruger effect.
Say that again.
The Dunning-Kruger effect is when somebody doesn't know, they don't know.
What is that called? What is it called? What is it called?
The Dunning-Kruger effect.
Dunning-Kruger effect.
Yeah, look it up.
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
who
Go
doesn't
ahead.
know that they don't know.
Yeah. We don't say that here all the time.
And this is exactly what this guy is displaying.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that he doesn't know that he doesn't know.
Correct.
It's simple.
Mm-hmm.
And all behind him are the same.
Yeah.
So, my brother, I like your picture. Just cool it. I see you raised there, boy.
Yeah.
I have married or something.
No, that was a race down in me, that 5 mile.
I like my brother.
Yeah. Bless.
This was not me.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah, man.
Over and out, my brother.
All right, cool. So he didn't just talk about it. He is my schoolmate, the Dunning effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect describes a cognitive bias where individuals with limited knowledge or competence in a particular area tends to overestimate their abilities. Conversely, highly skilled individuals may underestimate their expertise. This occurs because those who are unskilled lack the metacognitive ability to recognize the extent of their ignorance. Where by, hey, Eden by, you, caller, welcome. Narayan Singh, welcome. Nairon Singh, welcome. Nairon.
Yes, sir. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
But I agree with what the previous caller said.
Yes.
It has something called self-defense.
Yeah.
And it has something called stand your ground.
Right.
If you see stand your ground is for
Stand by, caller.
yeah, hello. Yeah, it's being brought because of the increase in home invasions.
Yeah.
What the former AG trying to tell me? The pavement is in the home now. The car driving is my home.
The parking lot is your home.
My home. The bus,
park.
the boxy iron in my home.
Yeah.
Right? That's self-defense. Self-defense is different to that. Self-defense exists. As you say, common law. It have an incident that occurred in Trinidadian, you must hear about it. Where a 16-year-old boy defend his mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
about that? And
Yep.
somebody died.
Yeah.
And the DPP hasn't charged them. Hasn't charged them. They got something called an inquest. Right?
Yeah.
Right. So laws exist. Laws exist to deal with self-defense. So even you protecting uncle, right? Or uncle protecting you.
Correct.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
That exists. So the former AG think we know bonding.
Yeah.
We know draw the constitution last month, and we know making law first law in life. He just contradict his whole self and nothing.
Yeah, you messed
How
it
you
up.
doing?
Yep.
Okay, let's call it number 2 cents.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot.
Right.
Yeah. So Tommy, oh, you know what? I want to play this for y'all. Let me play this for y'all. Hold on, eh? Yeah.
Fall back, Mr. Brooklyn.
COP, welcome. COP. Oh, he gone. You have one day, Tommy?
I have a voicemail.
Take it.
Professor Washington, Uncle Tommy. He stand your ground legislation in him going to parliament yet. And Faris done complaining about it, talking a pack of rubbish as usual. When did he bring that business for property tax? Why he didn't beat the gum like that with people who collecting property tax? Why he didn't say it was unfair for the people who had to pay for their house and HDC people wasn't paying for none? He should have bumped the gum day. He come to talk us about nonsense about gun, who getting gun what? You had to go through a criteria and you had to go through one set of fine tooth before they give you a gun there. Right? But he want to come and lap yappy motors over the place. Man, he's a waste of time, eh? Like I say, he get his license to practice law from a conflicts giveaway box to know. That's how he gets it. How a good gentleman.
Good day to you.
Professor Walsh. Yeah. Professor Walsh, good night to you again and Uncle Tommy. Let me ask Faris Alwari, because the road he going, an investigation going to take place. We two your underage children was training in the range with national security guns or high-powered guns. What they was training for? Stand your ground laws? Remember it's Faris Alwari. Faris Alwari them what draft most of the laws, and them again stand your ground laws. Today he draft the merit points, and today them against the stand your ground laws. Faris Alwari, what your two underage children was doing with national security gun in the range, practicing and aiming. I don't know if they shoot it. What them was training for? So in case them alone home and somebody jump the wall, they could have stand the ground. And the Honorable Prime Minister must launch an investigation back on that, because no way in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago an underage child can end up with national security guns in the range playing with that. No way in any country that can happen. And I wanted also give the Prime Minister 10 out of 10 for launching an investigation. This guy from the Beatum who went who Marlene McDonald real friend, Berkey, launch an investigation. They want to see Berkey medical file. And I give you 10 out of 10 for launching that investigation because we must know how Berkey dead. Berkey never had a criminal record. He never had a police record. And he they say he dead from COVID. The children and them say is a lie. But Honorable Prime Minister, launch an investigation on how 2 underage children was playing with national security guns and how they get in there. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kevin Michalowski, editor of Concealed Carry Magazine, here to answer some of your questions about the difference between the Castle Doctrine and Stand Your Ground laws. We've been starting to get a few questions here at Concealed Carry Magazine about Stand Your Ground and the Castle Doctrine. And I want to go over a little bit about what makes them different and what gives you your rights under those laws. Now remember, Castle Doctrine laws are not found in every state, and every state that has a Castle Doctrine law has a different Castle Doctrine law. So once again, I will tell you, get out there and study the laws in your state. I am just giving you general information about Castle Doctrine and Stand Your Ground. This is not legal advice. We'll start with the Castle Doctrine laws because everyone wants to feel safe in their own home. And everyone pretty much feels the same way. Somebody comes into my home, I'm taking care of business. Well, that's pretty much what the Castle Doctrine laws allow you to do.
I'm not hearing any audio.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yes, what they're saying here is you come into my castle, cancel Christmas for you, over. Empty the clip. That's what the Prime Minister is saying, you know. Stand your ground in your castle, empty the clip. This is it, you know. But all they want to try to twist it and turn it and spin it around. But nah, all they need to go and play for the West Indies. The West Indies looking for some spin bowlers. And all they're not doing a good job.
In general terms, the Castle Doctrine takes away the element of intent. What the Castle Doctrine laws say is that if someone comes into your home while you're inside, that you can assume, and the court must assume, that their intent was to do you harm. And that's very important. Those laws say the court must assume that their intent was to do you harm.
Yeah? So, you come into my home, you're inside, cancel Christmas, empty the clip. Emptying the clip on you. Straightforward. Straightforward. Let's continue.
That means you have the right to defend yourself with any level of force up to and including deadly force. One of the first cases here in Wisconsin of the Castle Doctrine law involved a young man who broke into the porch of a home. The homeowner came down, found the man in the porch, shot him, and killed him. And you might think, that's okay. That's the way the Castle Doctrine law is supposed to work. But there were extenuating circumstances in that situation which caused people to question the Castle Doctrine law. In that case, the young man was 20 years old. He was running from an underage drinking party next door. And in order to escape from the police at the underage drinking party, he kicked in the door of a porch, went inside someone's home, and the homeowner heard that noise, came downstairs, found an intruder in his house, and shot and killed that intruder. The homeowner was protected by the Castle Doctrine, as he should have been. People argued that a 20-year-old boy, they called him a boy, he's not, he's an adult, he was over 18, that this 20-year-old boy didn't deserve to die because he was running away from an underage drinking ticket. I counter that argument. That 20-year-old boy, that young man, should have known better than to kick in the door of a total stranger's house and go inside.
All you hear? All you see? So it is called Stand Your Ground, right? It is a version of, do you have the Castle Doctrine? The man come in your house, he run in your porch, Where you gonna stand and say, hey, hello, what are you doing here? What? Yeah? No. And we need it badly in Trinidad and Tobago. Badly.
That's something you just do not do. Now, again, in that case, the Castle Doctrine removed the element of intent. The homeowner did not have to establish the intent. The Castle Doctrine states that when someone comes into your house while you're there, you can assume, and the court must assume, that their intent was to do you harm. The area where the Castle Doctrine will not protect you is if you come home from a night out and you see someone in your house, you can't draw your concealed pistol and head inside your house to confront that person.
Now, you see the difference? And this is where they have to work out the difference in the law, Tommy. You understand? Because what I have heard so far is basically stand your ground as far as defending your castle. I don't think them saying if you're out in the street, like how Faris Alwari talking, and somehow we have a confrontation, you know, you won't empty the clip on someone because of a confrontation or they have outside. Right? I don't hear that. I do not hear that. But let's continue.
In that case, if you come home, you see someone inside your house, no one else is in there, and you know the house to be empty, there's not a family member or anyone else in there, you can't go into that house pursuing the intruder. You should then call 911, stand back and be a good witness, and wait to see what happens. Okay, now we'll shift over to the stand your ground laws. A lot of people think that stand your ground laws and Castle Doctrine are almost interchangeable, and they are not. In the states that have stand your ground laws, the stand your ground law simply means that you don't have to retreat from any area where you have the right to be. If you're in an area where you have the right to be and you find yourself in a confrontation, you still have to determine and be able to articulate your aggressor's intent. And you have to be able to articulate the aggressor's intent. Did the aggressor have the means and the opportunity to commit an act which would cause death or great bodily harm to you or another person or persons? In that situation, stand your ground laws mean you don't have to back down. You don't have to retreat. And when I say have to retreat, there are some states where you have a requirement to retreat before you use deadly force.
Yep.
You have to find out if your state is one of those. And if you have the requirement to retreat in your state, you have to be able to prove that you have done everything in your power to avoid that situation before you employ deadly force. The stand your ground law simply removes that requirement of retreat. You don't have to retreat. All the other elements in the requirements to use deadly force must still be present. Your opponent must have a weapon, he must have intent, and he must have a delivery system. The only thing that a stand your ground law changes is that it removes from you the requirement to retreat. And I would argue that if there is safe retreat available, you utilize that safe retreat. Remember, the best fight is one you're not in. Just because you're protected by a stand your ground law doesn't mean you should engage in a deadly force incident. Remember, when you pull your gun and shoot the bad guy dead, that doesn't mean the situation is over. When you use deadly force, your problems have just begun from a legal and emotional standpoint. I'm Kevin Michalowski, editor of Concealed.
So there you have it. You see? I mean, you know, and this is easy. This is what the PNM should be doing. Do a little homework, right? Not that garbology, what Faris are you talking about? HDC home and, oh boy, Tommy Bay? Yeah. So there it is, right? It is plain, right? When we are talking here, we are talking about the version where is that you have to defend your castle, stand your ground in your castle. Because of home invasion, it's because of home invasion this thing come up, you know.
That's all. That's the nucleus of it.
That's the nucleus of it, home invasion. And Tommy, once I hear the home invasion, that's when I decide to research what else here you have here other than stand your ground. And that's how the Castle Doctrine comes. But folks, stay and stay. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe. WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. Share the live, share the live. Tell your friends to tell your friends. Don't forget.
We'll be right back after.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Warshit, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We come to you every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. That's every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 10 p.m. Don't forget, folks, share the live, WZYE 95.9 FM on Facebook. Subscribe, WZYE TV and YouTube. And you can reach us here at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444.
Also at 973-609-6509, 973-609-6509. Share that live, as the professor said. Don't forget.
So, Tommy, the pastor with the internet search engine name wants me to be sued. Right? So take a listen to this.
So we're watching what's going on. Mr. Hines is saying that he is going to seek legal redress. And I say, go and do it quickly too. Do it. I think you should do it. I support you in that aspect of doing that. Because at the end of the day, the UNC is out to destroy and discredit and pull down anybody and everybody. So yeah, do like me, seek legal redress. Yep, don't hold back. Don't hold back at all, Minister Hines. Go and seek legal redress. Because this is wrong. And personally, I think if nobody is sending the information yet, I can send it for you. I think you should go after Wall Street too. Yeah, I think you should go after Wall Street also. What are your views about that, Trinidad and Tobago?
And so there is more. Take a listen to this.
Imagine that. So these office chairs, my brother dropping them off and stuff like that, man. You know, he believe in the dream, he believe in this. He's saying to me, hey, you have the potential and you have the call, boy, to do what you're doing there. So, you know, I really want to appreciate him and thank him a whole lot for what, you know, he has been doing so far. So yeah, now there is some issues that is happening. There's some things that happen, and I wanted to touch on it today. I wanted to talk about it today because it really bothered me. Over the weekend, we saw in the news where there is the story came up about Mr. Hines going to the Ministry of National Security. And you know what? I want to play this for you. I want you all to listen to this. And there's a reason why I want to play this for you, because I want you all to listen to, you all remember Wall Street and Slim LeBond, who used to call my program.
So Tommy,
listen.
Don't we put up our names here on the thing on our on the screen?
That's right.
I mean, Anyway, let's continue to this.
And upset some of you. He did a video, an expose on Mr. Hines. But you know what? I hope that Mr. Hines do get a copy of this so that he could talk to Mr. Anselm Lamont about it. So, over the weekend, we heard that former minister in the Ministry of National Security, Mr. Fitzgerald Hines, went to the Ministry of National Security. And the news item would have said to us that Mr. Hines went to the Ministry of National Security to get files and to have a meeting with the staff and stuff like that. So I was like, what? He had to get some files and he had a meeting. And Minister, let me tell you why that story, first to begin that story was so off for me. First to begin, Minister Hines was removed from the Ministry of National Security and was placed in the office of the Prime Minister under MP Stuart Young. Right? So when MP Stuart Young was
Tommy, them fellas and them boy, scraping the bottom of the barrel, boy. Scraping, boy. Scraping. But I have a next editorial for you, you know. I wonder if I'll get on this one too, Tommy, boy. Eh? So we have to be careful with these editorials now, boy. Yeah? Yeah, Tommy Mohammed. So, Tommy, you know, since you say that, Tommy Mohammed, Mr. Hines have question to answer why he went to the ministry. Yeah? So let me play that one for you. Let me play that one. This one is our next editorial on why Mr. Hines went to the ministry. Yeah? Here we go. This is it right here. Inquiring minds want to know. So, the pastor with the internet search engine name. Again, you more content to send to Hines. I'm giving you content, boy. Content after content. Yeah? Let me take a listen to Fitzgerald Hines. This is a new one, folks. Brand new, Tommy.
The unbelievable check story. 10 red flags in Hines's explanation. An editorial by Professor Wall Street. Former National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines's explanation for his controversial May 29th visit to the Ministry of National Security raises more questions than it answers. His claim that he was merely collecting a check appears increasingly suspect as details emerge and consequences unfold. The subsequent transfer of multiple senior officials, including the permanent secretary, suggests authorities found his story far from convincing. The administrative earthquake that followed Hines's innocent visit, with permanent secretaries being shuffled across multiple ministries and a formal probe launched, indicates this was no routine check collection. When a simple financial transaction triggers such sweeping personnel changes, it's time to examine the credibility of the official narrative. Here are 10 reasons why Hines' check story doesn't allegedly add up. 1. Timing raises immediate suspicions. The innocent visit occurred just weeks after the change in government, at a time when former ministers would typically be finalizing their affairs through proper administrative channels. That Hines felt compelled to personally visit the ministry for a check rather than using standard bureaucratic procedures suggests urgency that contradicts the routine nature he claims. 2. The convenient phone call narrative. Hines received a phone call informing him about a ready check, a remarkably convenient explanation that conveniently places the initiative with ministry officials rather than himself. This unsolicited communication about his financial matters seems improbably well timed, particularly given the sensitive period following the government transition. 3. Unprecedented security response. If Hines was just collecting a check, why did his visit prompt such an extraordinary security response that Defense Minister Wayne Sturgis was pulled from a cabinet meeting? The disruption of high-level government business suggests officials viewed this as far more serious than a routine financial transaction. 4. The elevator meeting theater. The scenario of the permanent secretary emerging from an elevator to hand over a check in the car park reads like choreographed theater. This clandestine exchange method seems unnecessarily secretive for what should have been a straightforward administrative matter handled through proper channels. 5. Multiple officials transferred the subsequent transfer of the permanent secretary. Another PS and a senior ministry staffer suggest a systemic problem, not an isolated incident. If Hines was just collecting legitimate payment, why would multiple officials face administrative consequences for facilitating what he claims was routine business? 6. Access privileges revoked. Following the check collection, access privileges for senior ministry personnel were revoked.
The deadliest warriors become the greatest friends.
An extreme security measure that contradicts the benign nature Hines wants the public to believe. Such drastic security responses typically follow serious breaches, not routine financial transactions. 7. Files. Clearly compromised Defense Minister Sturgis' statement that files were clearly compromised directly contradicts Hines's innocent explanation. The compromise of sensitive documents cannot be explained away by a simple check collection, suggesting Hines's activities extended far beyond what he publicly admits. 8. Regiment-related files involved reports that at least one compromised file related to the regiment indicate the incident involved highly sensitive military matters. No routine payment to a former minister should require access to or discussion of regiment files, exposing the inadequacy of the check collection explanation. 9. Strong reluctance to provide files. The reported strong reluctance by officials to provide certain files suggests they recognize the impropriety of the requests. If Hines was merely collecting a check, why would any files need to be accessed or provided? And why would officials resist such requests? 10. Pattern of deflection. Hines's failure to respond to follow-up questions about whether he requested or left with documents suggests deliberate evasion. Someone engaged in legitimate business should have no difficulty providing complete transparency about their activities and document interactions. The administrative aftermath tells the real story. The sweeping personnel changes following Hines's visit reveal the true magnitude of what occurred. When permanent secretaries across multiple ministries are shuffled and formal probes launched, it indicates authorities found serious cause for concern. Hardly the response to routine check collection. The transfer of National Security's acting permanent secretary to the office of the Prime Minister, where such officials can be more closely monitored, suggests authorities needed to ensure proper oversight of someone who may have been compromised by the incident. Security implications beyond belief. The security breach implications of this incident extend far beyond what any check collection could reasonably justify. the revocation of access privileges, file compromise concerns, and involvement of regiment-related materials paint a picture of serious security violations that Hines' simple explanation cannot adequately address. That multiple senior officials required transfer suggests the incident compromised the integrity of the ministry's operation in ways that a routine financial transaction never could. The pattern of resistance to providing files further indicates officials recognized they were being asked to participate in potentially improper activities. The credibility gap widens. Hines' selective responses to questions, answering some while avoiding others about documents, demonstrates the weakness of his position. Someone engaged in legitimate business should welcome complete transparency, not practice selective disclosure that raises additional suspicions. The coordination required for the car park handover, the timing of the visit, and the subsequent security response all point to activities far more complex and concerning than simple check collection. The administrative earthquake that followed confirms that authorities found his explanation inadequate. Questions that demand answers. If Hines was just collecting a check, why was there resistance to providing certain files? Why did his routine visit compromise sensitive documents? Why were multiple officials transferred if they were merely facilitating legitimate business? The pattern of evasion, the security response, and the administrative consequences all indicate that Hines' check collection story is a convenient fiction designed to obscure more serious activities. The public deserves complete transparency about what really occurred during this controversial visit. Beyond belief, Fitzgerald Hines' explanation for his ministry visit strains credibility beyond the breaking point. The supposed routine check collection has triggered unprecedented security responses, personnel transfers, and file compromise concerns that no legitimate financial transaction could reasonably justify. In conclusion, the discrepancies between his simple explanation and the complex administrative aftermath suggest the public is being presented with a carefully crafted narrative designed to minimize a far more serious security breach. Until full transparency is provided about what really occurred, Hines' check story remains what it appears to be. Allegedly an unbelievable attempt to explain away suspicious activities that compromise national security operations.
No audio. No audio.
Hold on. Yeah, I wonder if you could send that one for Hines too, Tommy.
Maybe. I want to know, Hines was the Minister of National Security in the Brent Thomas affair. Why he never came in with that?
What about that?
He never came clean. He never admitted being involved in that affair.
Nothing happened with that. Nothing happened. And that is what we are happening in Trinidad is that we continue to have people doing things and no consequences for their actions. The assistant commissioner of police said they didn't have a report. They didn't have any report. Batman says, Professor Wall Street, you're pushing them buttons. Oh, God. Yeah. Mr. Intellectual, welcome. Let me take this call.
But the buttons have to be pushed.
Yeah.
I like yellow scenario, the yellow analytical thought on that particular subject. Editorial was excellent. Uncle Tommy raised a very important issue there, which is why he didn't admit to the Brent Thomas issue.
Yep. Yep.
I still want to know, how could a kidnapper be elevated to, how do I call it, assistant superintendent or near to, or almost being the COP?
Yep. Yep. Screw up, you move up.
Yeah.
That's what we used to say on Wall
Yeah,
Street. You screw up, you move up.
This is the same person who knocked down a youth
Yeah.
on the on the bus route.
Yeah.
And then I find she didn't have no wrongdoing there. It seems as though the court could say what they want. The police don't do nothing wrong, you know. So the police can't make no jail. Them could do what they want. Them could go and kidnap people and do what they want. And nothing will happen. You hear what the commissioner say? He ain't getting no report, so he don't know what it is he going to investigate.
Yeah. Yep.
These are the kind of things that I question in myself, what it is we have a police service for. There are several times I make report to the station and them treat me as though I'm a criminal. And I get real buff. You understand? So I trying to figure out why it is we paying these people and them for. It's almost $7 billion a year that they spend in national security, right? And the police have got a big chunk of that. And you telling me that I had to put up with this kind of dotishness that going on here? And comment of Faris Awari. The man just cannot put things together and make sense. The poor man just cannot make any sense. You could imagine a man investigating his children and them, right? Shoot himself in the head and hide the gun. That is what it had on the news, you know. And then believe that people outside here are so dotish that they're going to accept that. A man shoot himself, you know, and then hide the gun. The man who was investigating that particular incident. So tell me, gentlemen, if these are the things that are taking place in this country and nothing came out of it, you expect anything better going to come out of the PNM? And they're going to give it anything substantial for you to say, well, yeah, we living in our country. Thank God that we have a new government. And let me hope that they're going to bring these things to the forefront and they're going to give us the justice that the people of this country deserve. And one of the justice is that they lock these people and them up and make them pay for all the money that they bad this country.
Yep.
That's all I want to know. I just want justice. Let the truth come out and let me get justice.
That is
That's
it.
all. You care about nothing else. Whatever they lock up, let they lock them up. If they have to hang, let they hang. Or whatever. But we want truth and we want justice.
Yeah, man.
We want flat out on the board. Bless evening.
Bless evening.
Same to you.
God's child, welcome. God's child inside. Yeah.
Nobody, no, Martin got promoted to DCP. She had a case pending. She came back now and messed up with the commissioner of police with a quick want to arrest. And nobody talking about these things, you know. This CJ, who's supposed to go back in front of tribunal. I hope Kamala remember what she used to talk about as an opposition leader. Yes, and put a stop to all these people PNM people that have in place to disrupt what we're supposed to be going on smooth sailing. These are things we have to watch out for, because Martin was supposed to be promoted to no DCP. Why should have a case pending? The average police officer, that don't happen to them. That does not happen to them. I hope Kamala remember all these things she was pushing. Because this will take down the government before the 5 years. Because PNM have people in place.
Thank you. Let me get some voice notes here before we go.
Yeah.
You have any voice notes here, Tony?
Yeah, let's see. I have one queued up here. Let's see what this guy's saying.
Okay.
I, Low Jack Gamble. Mm-hmm. All right, well, I'm rendering on to Caesar, so trying to see how I could chip in, but I'm listening. So I'm listening to one side of the story there, and the thing cut and going on to something else. Going on to something, I'm listening, because one of the things that I love to do is to listen before I walk, skip, or jump to conclusion. I can't say that about everybody, especially Metro Macan friend. Once it looking money, he gone with it. He gone with it. So listening to all the different sides that would have been exposed to my ears, I came to the conclusion, you know what? That man will do a next editorial that will be different to the one that he did, that he sent me concerning Mr. Hines and going to the place and meeting. And, oh, Lord, Father, election done. Gosh, boy. You know, instead of getting a next editorial with some corrections and retractions, the whole thing twists. I never know it to be a cricketer, but he's spinning. It looks like he's spinning the battle. The ball is supposed to spin, not the battle. Well, now, some of them fellas and them, part of the psychology of preparing your mind, you just spin the bat. You just, all right, I withdraw that. I take back that. Expel that from your recordings. All right? But let me deal with this stand your ground thing. Now, when this thing started coming out, we hear knock it back, clip it so, empty the thing, load it, bust the clip. We hear all them things. Tell me if I lied. That's what we heard. All right? As I tell you, I love to listen. Now, your son living with some fellas down the road. Some bandit come through and men bust it, they run out. This common thing that's happening in Trinidad and Tobago. Maybe it don't happen in America, but I know it does happen in Trinidad and Tobago. I said maybe. I didn't say it didn't. Because you know you like to spin, right? And he run and he felt, well, boy, if I could get inside this here, I might be safe. We just stand the ground when he open the clip and we bust it and a man see, well, like this man running here and coming in the gallery and open the clip and empty the clip and reload and take. How you will feel, boy, knowing that this man was trying to secure himself. No, one shot alone could kill a man. While it have who might get 10 and 12 and things and still be alive. One shot alone could take down a man. The law will allow for somebody to empty the clip and reload, and on a man who eventually we could realize, but you will get to realize now that that man was really into nothing, but it was his security that he was trying to put in place. People think again. And don't just go with what you hear in terms of fish just rotten from the head. So if the fish dead, I want it dead too. No, it can't be that. It cannot be that. You don't have to empty the clip. The whole point is, yes, I believe that instinct will allow you to take some kind of action to preserve your life, your limb, your family members, even your material thing. Sometimes. Because I gave up my material thing when the gun was in my face. I had no problem with that at all. And the real bulk of money that I had wasn't touching. Because he was anyhow, that is something else. So I am saying that it cannot be that anybody will allow anybody to pass a law that says somebody come in your place, empty the clip, reload it, empty the clip, knock it back, pull it back, so put in 50 more. But nah, nah, this is not the Wild Wild West. It might be Wild Wild Wild. It might be West, but not the Wild Wild West. I'll stop in there for now. Think again.
Oh, Lord.
Caller, welcome.
Yeah, good night, Professor Wall Street. You hearing me well?
We hearing you loud and clear. Yeah.
Good night, Uncle Tommy. Good night,
Same
everyone.
to you.
Professor Wall Street.
Yeah.
I just want to follow up because, you know, the first time I heard you and I was listening to you, it was the same Pastor Google, and I have to go at Pastor Google, and even Mr. Himes, with regards to this encouragement by Pastor Google to let Mr. Himes sue you. But I want Pastor Google, whose father is a lawyer, who boasts that his senior counsel aunt, they know everything this side of the WZYE dictionary when it comes to civil law. But I want to point out to Mr. Google that even if Mr. Himes wanted to, which he could, he may bring defamation action against the Newsday. And you, Professor Wall Street, and WZYE. Now, the action is are those actions meritable? Does he have any merit in that? And I did some research, and it says that he could potentially bring claims against Trinidad Newsday and WZYE Radio. Mr. Hanks may, that's a fast stretch, grounds to sue both Newsday and WZYE for potential, you heard the word potential defamation. Defamation, this is how it goes. Newsday published an article alleging Mr. Hanks breached national, he didn't say he did it, breached national security laws, which was later pulled from their digital platform. Mr. LeBon's editorial, that's you, Professor Wall Street, was based on the Newsday article, which questioned if Mr. Hanks breached any national security laws and questioned his perceived competence in several ministries. Now here it is. It says republication. By publishing the article online, they say Newsday may. The word is ability. If the defamatory statements were knowingly reckless or disseminated, statements were knowingly or recklessly disseminated. But here's the defenses, and I want Pastor Google, because you see, Pastor Google was the one who went and told his father about Miss Aisha Wells, about statements made by some statement made by some commentator on your station, and said, "Oh, you should take action. You should take action." But again, that was thrown out of the bus, because here's what it says: the truth, if Newsday can provide that the statements made about Mr. Hanks were substantially true, it could become a complete defense to defamation. Number two, fair comment. If Newsday can show that his statements were fair comment on a matter of public interest, it could be a rational defense. Further, Mr. LeBon's use of conditional language, and I want Pastor Google to go and talk to his aunt and his father, because you didn't say Mr. Hanks was guilty. You say if he should go back and listen, it is proven, may also support a defense of fair commentary. Now here we're going on. Qualified privilege. If Newsday can establish that the statements were made in good faith and in the public interest, it could be claimed qualified privilege against a politician. National security. Mr. LeBon's editorial raised legitimate questions about Mr. Hanks' action and any potential breaches of national security laws. His use of conditional language demonstrates a cautious approach to reporting on sensitive topics
serving the public's interest by sparking a necessary conversation about accountability and transparency. And I'm going to finish off with this. I'm almost done. Ongoing investigation. The fact that the matter is being investigated and 3 high-level officials in the National Security Ministry were transferred to other departments pending the outcome of an official investigation supports the legitimacy of Newsdays and Mr. LeBon's reporting. This demonstrates that this takes the allegation seriously and it takes wrongdoing. Lastly, because I want to go quickly, the minister's reaction when he left that meeting, it showed or demonstrated that something was amiss. And then there are jurisdictional considerations. You are a dual citizen, long-arm jurisdiction. He may not even have jurisdiction in the United States. How is he going to serve you? And finally, the applicable laws, the action that governs defamation claims in Trinidad and Tobago. There are cases in the Commonwealth, Reynolds versus Times Newspapers Limited, 1999, and Bonnet versus Morris, 2002, provide guidance on the defamation law. And lastly, lack of malice. You on Sunday called Mr. Hanks. You asked Mr. Hanks to comment. You asked Mr. Hanks, knowingly knew who you were, played cheeky and said, who's Wall Street? Who's Professor Wall Street? Who's Anselm LeBon? And began to berate you. And you said, Mr. Hanks, I will put you on to Uncle Tommy. So when you look at the entirety, Mr. Google, Pastor Google, just like when you went and run to your father with Aisha Wells and trying to implicate, hit the fan, your father couldn't do anything. I am telling you, Mr. Hanks have a long rubber band if he wants to bring any defamatory action against WYZ. He could try, but will he succeed? He has a lot of questions to answer. And Uncle Tommy, I'll leave you with this. You hit the nail on the head. Was this a matter about Brent Thomas? Was this matter with the files? Was it about the national security chief? We don't know. Who he alleges must prove, and Mr. Hanks has a lot of questions to answer.
Thank
Mr.
you.
Sturge and everyone has to investigate this. This is a serious issue.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night.
Yeah,
Uncle
man.
Tommy and Professor Wall Street.
Bless.
Good night.
Yeah, man. Dwayne, welcome. Dwayne, welcome.
Professor.
Yeah.
Good night again. Firstly, Professor, you have more guts than a calabash, you know, to take on Gordon. You have real guts, you know, to listen to Gordon. He's scrapping. Gordon talk about election finish. Rowley talk about Kamala for the whole 9.5 years. He talk about Kamala.
Yeah.
Right through. He talk about Kamala for right through. And Gordon talking about if somebody running for safety in your house, once you kick down my door, Papa, you get intact.
Cancel
I'm not
Christmas.
waiting to ask you what you're running for or where you come from.
Yeah.
Once you kick down my door,
Cancel Christmas.
you come inside, you had to face the consequences.
Yep.
Bottom line. Thank you.
Yeah, man. That is it, man.
Voicemail.
Go ahead. You put yourself in jeopardy, cancel Christmas. Take it on.
Good evening, gentlemen. Faris Alwari could afford to stand up and make a complete idiot of himself. Not that he was one all along. I don't know what happens with this bar association that you just pass it with no brain at all. But I would like to ask him which one of the properties that he owns and is rented and has rented to the government has he paid property tax on? Which one? Not one. So he should, people like him, that's what I said. The whole opposition bench is just an exchange. It's just an exchange of Dr. Rowley.
You have any more?
No, that's the last one thus far.
All right, let me play one here.
Good night, Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, and to everybody out here again. Good night. Well, I never thought that I would have said ban me sounding more stupid than Faris. I have never heard more racial undertones coming out of this man's mouth than with this stand your ground bill. I don't know why it is behind every fig leaf is race with these people. So I want to know if Africans don't need to protect their homes as well. They don't need that. We didn't see on a video where these two elderly people, and I think it was their daughter, they were outside cleaning up their yard. It was sometime last year. And these people stormed the people place.
Yep.
And they were picking up anything. The two women, because they were beating the man.
Yeah.
And beating them with chairs and things. Right? They were Africans. They were not East Indians. Ban me. Stop this racial nonsense. We all need to protect our home. Stop sounding like Faris. You know, I really feel shame for Penny. Oh my God. Thanks a lot, Wall Street. Good night again, Wall Street and Uncle Tommy, and to everybody. You see now why, when Faris was Attorney General, how they were losing all the cases and them, how they had to pay out billions with lawyer fees. The man, I don't know. I am still trying to figure out what it is he was talking about. And I think somehow or the other, I feel ban me is Faris. Not for the crap that ban me talking on that chat. Not for the crap. My God. Thank God we have a new government to save this country.
Yep. No joke, boy. No joke. What is this one? Let me see this one here.
What are they using, Uncle Tommy? Background.
Yeah. Yeah, KFC. KFC.
Hi, good night, Mr. Washit. Mr. Washit is so evil and wicked, black eyed, big belly, passagolas. You wake up fresh right for tonight with that next thing in the day, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, any license, but we can even back your license. What church you just split to?
I don't know.
We can start sponsor. We can start the sponsor for that church.
I know.
Must I watch it? That was deceitful and evil wicked PNMS. You know, when you look at 91.9, the young shall you know them all screaming, calling them as a minister and thing?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
victimizing people?
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, victimizing men like me, Tunji, and they send all of those UNC forces who costed PNF the last 9 years. Pastor Good Hall, don't call worship program too evil and wicked. One rubber behind. Police.
Let me see if I have any. Oh, I have some voice notes here. Donna Alexander says, "Good night, Professor Wall Street and Uncle Tommy. Faris talking caca. It does not make sense. What is he really talking about? Faris, go to the political cemetery. I said that Dunce was running the country. Faris is puzzling himself. What he talking about does not have any value. Who is this Dunce? He's seeing PNM right all over his face. Christopher Wall Street, this man has two tongues. 1 minute he's for, and the other minute he going against. Put him in the political cemetery. Faris is fake." Yeah, Mr. Florida, welcome.
Good night, Mr. Hansen. Good night, Mr. Tommy. Good night to all the callers, all the Texas, everybody alive. Happy to see everybody here on this Tuesday. Through God's grace.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Hansen, when he was playing that video with Faris, I hear you say a word there that is kind of strange to the PNM dictionary. Inequality.
Yeah, he said that.
We didn't know about that.
Nah.
We didn't know about inequality. Now we know about inequality.
Yeah.
So when he was in government, he didn't know that.
Nah.
And
Them fellas only find their tongue
Mr.
after
Hansen,
10
go
years, you know. Them fellas only find their tongue after 10 years, you know. 10 years are Novocaine, you know. They don't
That's
find
what
their
I'm saying.
tongue.
I hear the man say, inequality. I want to know if I hear incorrect, what come out your mouth.
Yeah.
And Mr. Gordon, before you play your voice note, please say once upon a time in a far, far place before you start to say your voice note. Because you make no sense. You see, hear what he's saying, right? If somebody running their yard, if they're running from bandit, you see, they're not looking at it in a position of like this, right? They're thinking if people qualify to get firearms to protect their homes, it is a deterrent for the bandit. A bandit will think twice before coming into the house because he know where you're going to face is a fire. You think them bandits are them going and running in them 1% place?
No.
When they know the whole family lock and loaded?
Correct is right. Yep.
They will never do that, and that is the place where they could go to get the most money, you know. If they're running in a 1% place and them do a robbery day, them stuck for 5 years, you know, because the kind of wealth them have. You see, people looking at that at one way. Let me tell you something. If I know a man on the street have a fires, illegal fires, you think I go and take any trouble in his house? I will never do that because I know he can pull out fires on me. You see, they look at it one way, you know. Let me be honest, and let me speak my mind. Yeah? Most people homes who get broken into is from a certain ethnic group, like Indian. So what they're trying to see, and they don't want to see it, is that they feel only Indian go get firearms. That is what they want to see, you know. But they're feeling shy to see it. And that is what the narrative is, you know. But they don't know it will spread equally. Mr. Anson, you have to qualify to get the gun. You have to do psychiatric. You have to do evaluation. You have to see where your situation, where you're going to store your weapon. There's a whole procedure. You see, when people never apply for a firearm and they don't know the procedure, they will talk. They're thinking that, all right, I want a firearm, you go get a firearm just so. It don't work so. And Mr. Gordon, try and make a sensible contribution, please. Look on listen.
Yeah, man. Miss Georgia says Wall Street, Faris Al-Wari at the press conference today trying to prove he's fit for the PRO position. Man showed up suited and booted and proceeded to say plenty of words with zero substance. It was like watching someone stir a pot with no ingredients. Listening to him felt more like a live reading of a blank document, not a flick of energy, not a drop of conviction, just plenty of talking and somehow still saying nothing. If confusion were a skill, he would already get the job. Yep, and that is why, folks, I want to play this video before we go tonight. Yeah? I want to this is our congratulations video to Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bissessa on her victory in this Global Awards 2025. And I want to say, remember, Hayden said the Dunning-Kruger effect. Folks, look that up. The Dunning-Kruger effect describes a cognitive bias where individuals with limited knowledge or competence in a particular area tends to overestimate their abilities. Conversely, highly skilled individuals may underestimate their expertise. This occurs because those who are unskilled lack the metacognitive ability to recognize the extent of their ignorance. Let me say hello to Gordon, Drygen, and Joseph. Let me play this for you guys. Take a listen to this.
A People's Choice victory. That speaks volumes. Congratulating Honorable Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bissessa SC, an editorial by Professor Wall Street. The announcement of Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bissessa's victory as the People's Choice winner at the prestigious Caribbean Global Awards represents far more than a simple accolade. It stands as a powerful validation of authentic leadership and genuine connection with the citizens she serves. With an overwhelming 3,850 votes from across the globe, Mrs. Prasad Bisesa's triumph in this fiercely competitive field of 58 outstanding nominees sends a resounding message about the type of leadership that resonates with Caribbean people everywhere.
Folks, as you listen to this editorial, start putting your closing comments and closing quotes in the chat and send your closing voice notes as well. Put your closing comments and closing quotes in the chat and send your closing voice notes.
This victory, achieved through democratic participation rather than institutional selection, carries special significance in our region's political landscape. The power of the people's voice. What makes this recognition particularly meaningful is its democratic foundation. Unlike awards determined by committees or institutional panels, the People's Choice Award reflects the genuine sentiment of citizens who took the time to cast their votes. The rigorous validation process, overseen by an independent panel of 15 distinguished judges from diverse Caribbean and international backgrounds, who spent over 5 hours meticulously reviewing results, ensures the integrity of this grassroots endorsement. The record-breaking voter turnout demonstrates that Mrs. Prasad Bisesa's leadership style has struck a chord that extends far beyond Trinidad and Tobago's borders. Caribbean people worldwide have recognized in her a leader who embodies the values and aspirations they hold dear. Distinguished company, outstanding achievement. The caliber of regional leaders in this competition makes Mrs. Prasad Bisesa's victory all the more impressive. To emerge victorious against such distinguished company, including Prime Ministers Ralph Gonsalves of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Mia Amor Motley of Barbados, Andrew Holness of Jamaica, and President Mohamed Irfan Ali of Guyana, speaks to the exceptional regard in which she is held by Caribbean citizens. These leaders represent some of the most accomplished and respected figures in contemporary Caribbean politics. Each has made significant contributions to their nations and the region. For Mrs. Prasad Bisesa to lead this distinguished field in a popular vote reflects the deep personal connection she has forged with people across the Caribbean diaspora, a testament to authentic leadership. This People's Choice victory validates what many have observed about Mrs. Prasad Bisesa's leadership approach, her ability to connect with ordinary citizens and remain grounded in the real experiences of the people she serves. Throughout her political career, she has demonstrated an uncommon capacity to bridge diverse communities and speak to the aspirations of working families. Her historic achievement as Trinidad and Tobago's first female prime minister already secured her place in Caribbean history. This latest recognition confirms that her leadership style continues to resonate powerfully with people who value authentic, people-centered governance. Beyond national boundaries, the global reach of the voting, with participants from across the Caribbean diaspora, highlights Mrs. Prasad Bisesa's appeal extending well beyond Trinidad and Tobago's shores. Caribbean people living in North America, Europe, and other regions clearly see in her a leader who represents their values and understands their concerns. This international recognition comes at a crucial time as she begins her second tenure as Prime Minister. The global Caribbean community's endorsement provides additional momentum for her domestic agenda and reinforces her standing as a regional leader of significance. Leadership that inspires participation. Perhaps most encouraging is what this victory says about civic engagement. The record-breaking voter participation in the Caribbean Global Awards suggests that when people believe their voices matter, and when they see leaders who genuinely represent their interests, they will actively participate in democratic processes. Mrs. Prasad Bisesa's ability to inspire such engagement, even in an international awards competition, demonstrates the kind of leadership that energizes citizens rather than alienating them. This is precisely the type of democratic participation that strengthens our regional democracy. A moment for national pride. For Trinidad and Tobago, this recognition should be a source of immense national pride. Having the Prime Minister recognized by Caribbean people worldwide as their choice for outstanding leadership reflects well on the country's democratic traditions and the quality of leadership it produces. This award also comes at a time when Mrs. Persad-Bissessa's administration is actively addressing long-neglected priorities in education, infrastructure, and regional cooperation. The international recognition provides additional validation for her approach to governance and problem solving. Looking forward, as Mrs. Persad-Bissessa accepts this well-deserved recognition, it serves as both celebration and challenge. The overwhelming support expressed through this People's Choice victory creates heightened expectations for continued excellence in leadership. The global Caribbean community has spoken clearly about the type of leadership they value: authentic, connected, principled, and effective. Mrs. Persad-Bissessa's victory suggests she embodies these qualities in ways that resonate across cultural, geographical, and political boundaries. Congratulations and expectations. I extend my heartiest congratulations to Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessa on this outstanding achievement. The Caribbean Global Awards People's Choice victory represents more than personal recognition. It validates a leadership approach that prioritizes genuine connection with citizens over political theater. As she continues her work as Prime Minister, this international endorsement provides both encouragement and responsibility. The Caribbean people have spoken through their votes, expressing confidence in her leadership and vision for the region. This People's Choice victory stands as testimony to the power of authentic leadership and the wisdom of citizens to recognize and reward leaders who truly serve their interests. Mrs. Persad-Bissessa's triumph reminds us all that in democracy, the people's voice remains the ultimate arbiter of political success. Congratulations, Honorable Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessa SC. The people have spoken, and their message is clear. Authentic leadership that connects with citizens' real experiences and aspirations will always find recognition and support across our Caribbean community.
So, now what a better note to end on, folks. And let me do this. Let me give Mrs. Kamla Persad-Bissessa a round of applause.
Round of applause.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
yeah, we're giving her a round of applause for doing something that a lot of other people talking all kind of. You should have heard the PNM people. Oh, God. Hold on. Things that PNM people didn't want to say. Oh, she in office only short period of time. That's just to show you, Tommy. She in office a short period of time, and she's the global People's Choice Global Caribbean Global Leader for 2025. Just imagine that. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to somebody send me a video. And if I could play that video, boy. All right, I'll try to play that after the break. Folks, stick and stay. We'll be right back. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Walsheed, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. We'll be right back after this. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to WZYE 95.9 FM. You are listening to WZYE 95.9 FM, the most influential name in Caribbean radio in the tri-state area. Broadcasting from East Orange, New Jersey, the most influential name in Caribbean radio, WZYE 95.9 FM.
We are back with you. It's In the Village with Uncle Tommy, Professor Wall Street, and you on WZYE 95.9 FM. I'm going to play this here before we go.
Dear Mr. Anselm, Mr. Tommy, and the entire WZYE family, good night, and may God bless you all. On behalf of so many listeners, we want to express our profound gratitude for everything you do. WZYE is far more than just a radio station we tune into. It has become a cherished part of our homes, our daily lives, and our hearts. We deeply appreciate the long hours and dedicated effort you pour into your editorials and programming. Day in and day out, you bring us not only the facts, but also demonstrate remarkable compassion, genuine friendship, and a true representation of humanity at its best. You educate us, you entertain us, and you make us feel seen. Thank you for your unwavering commitment. May God continue to bless you abundantly, and thank you for making us feel like we are truly part of the WZYE family. Remember the code, WZYE, where people become family.
So that's a thank you, Tommy. It was well done.
Very
Let me
nice.
say, Caribbean Soul feel better. Caribbean Soul say he was a little under the weather today. You know, that's why he wasn't in the chat. But Caribbean Soul feel better. And
Feel
we'll
better.
see you on Thursday. Yeah? So let me get my closing quote.
Okay, we're gonna play the mail after.
Yeah, you have a voice note?
Yeah, from Bitcoin.
Play it after. Hold on. So let's play this. Okay.
Good morning, Lord. Today is Tuesday, June 3rd. And before any voice tries to steal my peace, I choose to hear yours first. Before doubt tries to stop me, I choose to stand firm in you. God, today I'm not asking for easy paths, nor a life without battles. I just ask for strength to keep going, and faith not to give up halfway. Because I know that with you, even the battles can become blessings. I'm not asking you to calm the winds, but to teach me how to trust, even when they blow strong. What sustains me is not what I see, it's what I believe. Go ahead of me, Lord. Break the hidden traps. Silence the mouths that scheme in the dark. Shatter the chains that still tie me to what should have been left behind. Give me discernment, courage, and peace. And if I stumble, don't let me fall. If I cry, wipe my tears with your love. Let this Tuesday be marked by protection, unexpected answers, and the certainty that you are still writing the best chapters of my story. Amen. Good morning, Lord.
From where I sit, this is it. The clock on the wall said that's all I like to say, what I've got to go. Remember, hard work beats talent when talent does not work hard. And for every 60 seconds of anger, you lose 1 minute of happiness. Remember, your circumstances determine who you are, but you are responsible for who you become. Go ahead, Tommy.
As soon as you feel too old to do a thing, do it. This is from Margaret Dillon. Again, as soon as you feel too old to do a thing, do it. Like I always say, you have to, the man in the mirror, you have to become that change that you want to see. However, if you look in that mirror and you don't like what you see, you cannot blame the mirror. Never look down on a person unless you're giving them a hand up. Like I always say, love you all. Look forward to our next session, which is going to be on Thursday. Till then, be safe. Good night.
Thank you, Tommy. You want to play that voice note?
Yeah, let's play it.
Don't worry, Santa Cruz. The man who named Banme, he go give up the name just now. Then he continue down that line. See for what you think, give me name. Banme, you go get Banme for real. Right? Because that's the nonsense this come here with. That's that racism and foolish talk. Have a good night, everyone.
Okay. Let me see what a closing comment are here. Okay. All right, I have a voice note here.
Once upon a time. Yeah. That's how I was told I should start. Sometimes I chip it in, I just listen. Yeah. My closing comments. Once upon a time in Trinidad and Tobago, we had people who were saying X, and then they say Y. That is okay, because the only constant is change. Change is inevitable. But when you're changing, it should be for better. Not so? That is the vow that a man take. For better. Hoping that the thing get worse. So when you change, no problem. Did not support the Stand Your Ground legislation. They say, nah, the one that I support is the Castle Doctrine. And then when the leaders start to pong it out, and everybody seems to be going at it, they switch to and they go into that. Surprise? No, you're not supposed to be. Have a name for that. It have a name for that. And yeah, I am not in no popularity contest, you know. That is for Miss World and Miss Universe and Mr. Universe and them. I am here dealing with truth and what could help us to think better to make this place a better place for people to live in. I'm not popularity contest. If I was in a popularity contest on this platform, I will come here every night that the program is on and just talk about the lovely lady, Mrs. Bissessa, the lovely party, Mr. UNC. Don't thief, don't lie, and no corruption, and nobody before the court. That's all I will talk about. And that way I will be the most popular person. Bury that thought. Have a good night. I am about truth and relevant truth. Okay? Let's go again. Good night.
Okay, closing comments from the chat. Mr. Intellectual, Proverbs 16:25. There is a way that seemeth right to man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. It comes sooner than you think. Semantic 62 closing comments. To steal ideas from one person is plagiarism. To steal from many is research. All right, all right. Pearl Sami says, good night to everyone. Good night to you. Miss Santa Cruz closing comment. Krishna, Islam, Kiyawate. Stop making excuses for wrongdoing. It's nonsense. Lie that have you looking at stand your ground laws. Wrong is wrong. Batman closing comments. Some people think that the truth can be hidden with a little cover up and decoration, but as time goes by, what is true is revealed and what is fake fades away. Thank you. Yeah, KFC.
Hi, good night, Mr. Washington, Uncle Tommy, man.
Good night.
Whatever marvelous and splendorous night, man. And rest
Okay.
in peace, man, until we Thursday again, man.
Bless. All right.
I say, I know your Gordon Joseph is going mad, man.
All right.
PNM dead, man. I will play a song for fast, sorry.
Bless. Yeah, yeah. COP call back.
He can hold everybody. He see. Bless.
Bless. COP, I know you was trying to get a message there. Call back. I'll go take it. Semantic 62 says, Anna, if the shoe was on the other foot, it would have been a different horse of it would be a horse of a different color. Semantic 62 said, congratulations to our beautiful and brilliant Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessa for winning the Caribbean Global Award. You rock, Madam Prime Minister. Danica JM, my closing comment. God bless night to the Prime Minister and the good people of her and many parents, home island nation. Krishna Islam says, former ministers of Trinidad and Tobago are likely welcome to visit the Ministry of National Security building. Man can put a positive quote one day, boy. Tommy Mohammed closing comment is that once the Stand Your Ground laws legislation is done in a proper manner, we must let it pass in Parliament and make it work for the average citizens to protect himself and his family. Full 100. Closing comment by Anna. You cannot expect to do ugly things to people and expect to live a beautiful life. Life quotes. Santa Cruz says, congratulations to Mrs. Prasad Bisasa for winning the Caribbean Global Leader Award for 2025. Oh God. James Owlett says, when you have a good heart, you don't lose people, they lose you. That is a good one. Yeah, yeah. Miss Santa Cruz says, Wall Street, you have more guts than a calabash to listen to God and go barrel. So folks, that is it. We are out of here. We will see you on Thursday. Same WZYE time, same WZYE channel. Everyone have a fantabulous rest of the evening. We are out of here. Bye-bye.
Laid to rest, laid to rest. Laid to rest, laid to rest. It's a ledge, it's a ledge, it's a ledge, it's a ledge. Hey! Tell them Kamala say, PNM dead. Petrochem workers say, the party dead, dead, dead. Bubble billions missing from the treasury. Corruption with taxpayers' money, the end is here. Security, PNM dead. Hey, tell them Munilal say, PNM dead. Even the 1% say, the party dead, dead, dead. They support us mourning and crying. Funeral arrangements they making, the DMO leaving. PNM dead. Condolences to the Balize. SIEP, no more pale pale. The rising sun is ready to govern Trinidad and Tobago for a brighter tomorrow. One, restart the economy, two, health sector, immediate victory. Abolish crime, put sports on the front line. Oh, every pipe must have water. 5, roads smooth as 6, provide people with work. UNC and making jokes. Tell them drilling say, PNM dead. Social media say, the party dead, dead, dead. The registered party members in pain. Scarborough to put a spin. Inside sources say, PNM dead. Tell them Arnold say, PNM dead. Police, army and prison say, the party dead, dead, dead. Election night flambeau burning steady. The casket was on the hood ready. Read the red eulogy. PNM dead, dead, dead. Tell them Kamala say, PNM dead. Some of the members say, the party dead, dead, dead. When the carrot come leaders hear what's up. Seems like not one of them was in shock, put them in one big box. PNM dead. Tell them Munilal say, PNM dead. Teachers, doctors and nurses say, the party dead, dead, dead. All the bad investments and fellas make. Investors not coming for the work, no more ice cream and cake. PNM dead, dead, dead. The red party showed no empathy for 18 babies and pipeline families. They so heartless, citizens in distress. The country in a crisis, SOE and still lawless. 1, UNC on a mission 2, to correct the school system. 3, end poverty and clean up TNT. 4, speed up the housing process. 5, lower taxes. 6, revamp we energy, bring back the oil refinery. Tell them Kamala say, PNM dead. Petrochem workers say, the party dead, dead, dead. Bubble billions missing from the treasury. Corruption with taxpayers' money, the end is here.